Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
For a goddamn Taco Tuesday. What's going on, folks? And thank you very much for tuning in with me for this very special State of the Union edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank you for tuning in with me, folks. Before we get into anything else, I'd like to remind everybody this is episode number 538. Episode number 538 for all the folks that are keeping track. And please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live right now on this special edition, State of the Union, President Trump. And we're not only going to give some pre-live and post-commentary, we're going to listen to the President give the first State of the Union speech. This is a very important speech, folks. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are. So please, if you could, spread it around all over the place on all the social media Silicon Valley oligarch sites, Facebooks and Twitters or Twatters and everything else, and let everybody know that we are live on this special Taco Tuesday State of the Union edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And if you have not done so already, please follow me on Gab, folks, the last bastion of free speech out here on social media today. And you can follow me on there under the name Politics Ghost, all right? All one word, no underscores, Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? Now, before we start giving some pre-commentary on the President's State of the Union speech, I definitely want to talk a little bit about what is happening here in the cryptocurrency markets. I want to first say there's a lot of things that are affecting not only the cryptocurrency markets, but the stock markets and the U.S. dollar. Now, first and foremost, we're seeing a contraction here for a lot of different reasons. We had some news coming out of Bloomberg that the trading exchange Bitfinex was subpoenaed, and I believe the Security and Exchange Commission is now looking after or looking in or investigating the cryptocurrency Tinder. Now, you folks remember I covered this one time, and I suggested everybody to stay away from it because I believe it was a scam, and it seems to me that the folks out there at the SEC possibly think it could be as well. Now, for you folks that are unaware of Tether, Jesus Christ, that's a stupid dating app, for Christ's sake. Tether is the goddamn cryptocurrency, for Christ's sake. Look at what I'm talking about out here. Tether is the damn cryptocurrency in question. Now, for you folks that are unaware, this is a cryptocurrency that is supposed to be a safe haven whenever you have contractions in the market. And what does that mean? Well, according to the Tether folks, it's supposed to be a means of safe haven, and you don't gain or you lose money at all. And if you do, you may gain a penny, you may gain 2 pennies, I mean, whatever the case might be, but you don't gain or lose money. And how do they do this? Well, folks, they try to keep this cryptocurrency supposedly at the equilibrium of the U.S. dollar. So I know this sounds very confusing, folks, and that's why the SEC is obviously looking into Tether, and that's contracted the market, because Tether, for some reason, has become such an integral part of the cryptocurrency market. I don't understand why, but, folks, it's basically a scam, like I had suggested. I mean, you as a cryptocurrency trader, let's say you want to hedge against the contraction that you're seeing in today's market. You go into Tether, and you basically don't gain any money. You're just putting it there, and it's just there. Now, what do you trade for Tether? The cryptocurrency that you have in your possession that you're trying to hedge against. So, in my opinion, folks, what Tether has been doing, and I think the SEC has known this and is starting to eyeball this, is that they're taking everyone's crypto and then just giving out this Tether crap that they just make and manufacture at will. They give everybody this Tether garbage so that everybody believes that they're having a safe haven. Meanwhile, they're taking your crypto, cashing it out, and then when you're out there waiting to sell Tether, they buy it back for the same goddamn price. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And not to mention, I talked about this, I believe, on Friday. Tether decided that it's going to go ahead and manufacture out of its own free will an extra billion Tether so that it can so-called keep up the equilibrium with the dollar. I mean, it's these types of scams, folks, that really put a black mark, for a lack of a better term, into cryptocurrency, and this is what's really contracted the markets. Aside from that, folks, the stock market, oh my God, what happened? We're down 300-plus points in the Dow Jones Industrial. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of reasons that this is happening. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial. As a matter of fact, folks, I'm not doing too much cryptocurrency. I'm not doing too much cryptocurrency coverage because it seems to me we got a lot of people out there that are unappreciative pieces of trash that say, hey, it goes, why do I have to call your cryptocurrency hotline when you just give everything away for free, man? Well, you know what? You trolls can go suck it. As a matter of fact, all you trolls that are on Gab, and look, I'm not going to forget last Friday. All you trolls on Gab, you can troll me, you can talk about me, you can talk about my dog, my wife, my mama, you can talk about anything you want. But you start messing with my money, I'm going to just completely erase you off of the TCR history, all right? And I've already done that to a few of you trolls already. You people think that y'all are messaging me and that I'm getting your crap. No, once you start trolling my money, I'm Xing you out. I'm not even going to acknowledge you. So you might as well not even give any kind of Gab shout-out. You probably don't even know you've been muted. You understand? I'm not even joking. You're going to sit here, you're going to mess with my money, and you're going to mess with the capitalist. Nah, you're ignored. We're not even going to acknowledge you anymore. That's all there is to it. You can talk about me all you want to. You can talk about my dog, my wife. You can talk about anything, but you mess with my money, we have a problem. So you people out there on Gab, you keep trolling me about my money, I'm going to ignore your ass, and no one's even going to acknowledge. You're going to keep gabbing at me, no one's going to care. I actually like the mute feature out there on Gab. It's not too bad, to say the least, all right? Woo! Anyway, folks, look, if you want some information on cryptocurrency, you want to know the technicalities, why, you want to know the stuff that I give to the inner circle and why the inner circle's making all kinds of cash, well, then you can call me directly, all right? Here's the number. You can call me directly, 1-800-685-7914. The number again, folks, is 1-800, all right, 685-7914, $3.99 per minute to connect to Ghost. And let me tell you, I will give you detailed information on what the hell you need to know about cryptocurrency. Just ask the inner circle, baby. I'm telling you this right now. We're beyond cryptocurrency money moves at this point. We're talking about buying property. We're talking about opening up businesses in other parts of the world. I mean, come on, man. All right, with that being said, folks, I want to go ahead and talk about stocks because this is very important because it correlates with cryptocurrency. let's take a look at the Dow. Dow Jones Industrials was down considerably today, but let's take that in consideration that we were pushing close to 27,000 at some point during this week, or actually last week. You know, we were like almost 300 points away from 27,000. So let's not get too cautious here. But let's be honest, okay? The reason that this damn stock market went down was a variety of different factors. Let's take a look at the Dow. It is down 362.59 points. All right, that's a percentage decrease. It was down today 1.37%. Closing out the Dow at 26,076.89 points. So what caused this contraction in the stock market today? Well, folks, if you haven't heard by now, because I know if you're on a computer, I would hope that you would know by now, that Apple got raided by the feds today. Apple got raided by the feds today, and what does that mean? That means that Apple right now is being investigated by the federal government, and they're being investigated because of what has been spotlighted here within the past several months, that Apple Computers was purposely updating their old phones to slow down their productivity levels, to slow down their speeds, to basically make them obsolete, forcing consumers to go and purchase a new iPhone. Now, the reason the feds are going after Apple in this capacity, because lest we forget, Apple has got, $270 billion in cash reserves? $270 billion in cash reserves. And you mean to tell me that these assholes are still, they have the capacity and the audacity to pull stuff like this? I'm kind of glad the SEC is going after Apple. And anyway, regardless, whether you agree or disagree, this is what really spooked the market. It spooked the market, and it contracted, and this is not the only thing, folks. Let's be honest. If you take a look at treasuries, and I don't really cover treasuries too much because that's more of a bear investment instrument, but it is definitely a tail sign on why we're seeing negative across everything right now. There's nothing on the green. And if there is anything on the green in commodities or in equities, it's because there's scarcity, or in the equities case, there's some kind of legitimate profit or some legitimate hype or some expansion or some kind of takeover. But to be completely honest with you, folks, what's happening right now is because we have uncertainty with our budget. These assholes in Washington, remember, they shut down the government, and they only kicked the can down the road to, February 8th? And I don't know if the investors that invest in the American economy really like that kind of fashion of conducting themselves fiscally. Now, what does that mean? Well, folks, when somebody tells you that there is $20 trillion in U.S. debt, who the hell do we owe that $20 trillion to? You know, they don't ever teach you that in school. Who the hell do we owe that to? We owe that to everybody who purchases United States treasuries, United States bonds. These are the people that we have to pay back. All right? Now, the only reason that we've had it so well, being a debt-ridden country and having such low interest rates, is because we have actually had people within the, or I should say countries within the international community that continuously purchase our debt. Now that we are, folks, starting to take notice that if we don't stop the hemorrhaging of U.S. debt, that we are going to be nothing as a country. And we have Donald Trump, who is attempting to stop the open fleecing of the American tax system. We've got people who would traditionally buy our debt on a consistent basis. Well, let's be honest. If they have a financial vested interest to purchase our debt, they're not purchasing our debt anymore. You've already got the Chinese rolling back on purchasing United States treasuries and bonds. You've got other countries as well rolling back their purchases on United States treasuries and bonds. Now, part of that is the fiscal irresponsibility that's happening in Washington today, and them kicking their can down the road as it pertains to a U.S. budget. But another part of it, folks, is the fact that this whole global institutionalism that has constructed itself while the United States has fallen asleep at the wheel for the past 50 years is now turning against the United States. And they're turning against the United States incrementally and trying to assert their authority and assert their power in a variety of different capacities. And one way they did this, folks, was right now, within the past week, we have seen a definite slowdown in the purchase of U.S. Treasuries and bonds. And if we don't have too many people purchasing those bonds, well, what happens? We have to make it a little bit more lucrative for investors to purchase United States Treasuries and bonds. And how do we do that? We have to raise interest rates. We have to raise interest rates so that folks that are in the Treasury and bond market purchase United States Treasuries so that we can continue to add debt to the United States bill so that we can continue to conduct ourselves as a country. And that right there is what we're witnessing, folks. We are witnessing a lack of people in the international community that are not necessarily going after our United States Treasuries anymore, United States bonds. And as a result, we are having to raise interest rates in the Treasury and bond market to make it attractive to investors. And as a result, that is going to translate into people in the United States that have to take loans out for money. So it has a complete trickling effect of what's happening. So that's why if you take a look all across the board today in every market, the United States dollar was down. Take a look at the equities, down. You take a look at the commodities, down. You take a look at cryptocurrency to United States dollars, down. And the reason it's down, folks, is because investors are not looking too highly when you don't have people that are in the international community that are going to invest into the United States Treasuries and bonds. And because we have to heighten that interest rate to make it lucrative for people to come in, it's basically debasing everything, and it's putting our economic productivity in a little bit of limbo, to say the least. So that's why we're seeing everything down across the board, all right? I talked about the Dow. Let's go to the S&P. S&P is down 31.10 points, a percentage decrease of 1.09%, closing out the S&P at 2,822.43 points for the S&P 500, all right? We've got the NASDAQ also down today, 64.03 points, a percentage decrease of 0.86%, closing out the NASDAQ at 7,402.48 points for the NASDAQ composite, all right? Now, folks, like I said, we saw everything down across the board. Now, what's going on here? Where is everybody, all the investors and all across the international community, where are they putting their money? Where are they putting their money? Because they sure as hell ain't putting it in commodities. All right? Commodities aren't raising in dramatic fashion. What are they putting it? They're putting it in Europe. They're putting it in Europe, folks. Now, I don't know if you read the recent headlines in the past day or two, but the recent headlines is that the European Union's economic growth grew at a more rapid rate than the United States. Now, there is a very, very mischievous underlying reality behind that statement, because on paper, maybe it looks as though the EU, the European Union, the European Union is growing at a faster rate as far as a gross domestic product level than the United States. But lest we forget, the European Central Bank always produces stimulus. It's a part of their economic reality. If you ever take a look at European business, that's how those investors invest out there. If the European Central Bank is going to continue to print money. And the reason they can get away with this, because let's be honest, when was the U.S. dollar incepted? When our central bank was created? It was 1913. It is now 2018. Over 100 years, our currency has had the time and the trials and tribulations to be printed and printed and printed and printed. The European Union's currency, the euro, barely got started off in the 2000s. I mean, they're still very early in the debasing currency game. You know what I'm saying? So on paper, it looks as though that the European Union is growing in economy and productivity, but in actuality, it is a farce because they just keep printing money. And they're very early in their evolution or in the age of their currency that they could continue to print money for the next 30 years and make the books look as if that they've got some kind of productive and growth driven economy. And that's farce. That's false. So that's the other news that we're hearing. And if you take a look at the dollar exchange rate, you take a look at the dollar exchange rate between the U.S. dollar and the euro, that euro is gaining more and more on the dollar. I mean, that exchange rate is getting disproportionate. And that's where the money's going. The money's going to Europe right now. And let's be honest. I mean, with the exception of Germany and France, which I believe both are surplus-based economies, which don't have debt, the rest of the European Union is debt-ridden trash. I mean, let's be honest. That's how they were able to concoct this whole ridiculous European Union crap. I mean, the whole member states of the European Union are solely dependent upon France and Germany. So this is the kind of predicament we're finding ourselves in going into this State of the Union speech. Now, I want to be completely honest with you. I think everything right now is just a reactionary tale of the uncertainty that we're seeing in our political climate. Because as I suggested, folks, atop of all these other factors, people not buying our treasuries, the European Union, their productivity and their GDP growth is growing at a faster rate than ours, blah, blah, blah. What it comes down to, folks, is these assholes in Washington, D.C. that can't get their acts together and realize that they have to run a country instead of inflating their stupid psychopathic egos. This budget situation needs to be rectified, and it needs to be rectified quick. All right? The investors who invest in the bond and treasury market of the United States need to know that the individuals running our government are fiscally responsible and that they are actually going to maintain payment for those treasuries and bonds. Because as the way it looks now, looking at our debt, looking at our fiscal irresponsibility, looking at the fact that we can't come to an agreement with a budget, investors in the international community are not going to buy treasuries and bonds unless they look more attractive than they were previous. Because right now, it looks like a little bit of toxicity within the United States economy unless these assholes in Washington, D.C. get their goddamn acts together and get a budget. Because if we don't get a budget, then we're going to continue to see what we're seeing here today. Now, with that being said, I want to let you all know, take a look at the exchange rates of the cryptocurrencies and the euro. Now, as much as the cryptocurrencies in the United States dollars went down, cryptocurrencies in exchange for euros went through the roof. And that's what you people need to realize, that cryptocurrency is not exclusive to the United States fiat currency. You can move this around if you understand and know where to do it. Me and the inner circle, we understand and know the paths to do these types of things. But if you truly wanted to move your cryptocurrency into anything, you would either move your cryptocurrency into the euro, sell it off in euro, because there's many places to do this, or just to exclusively sell your cryptocurrency. You cash out your cryptocurrency in euros. Because look at the European Union. I mean, like I said, that's where all the investors went today. That's where all the plus sides are, man. Take a look at those European stock exchanges. Take a look at those damn European bonds. Take a look at those European commodities, for Christ's sake, man. That's where it is. So once again, I mean, the cryptocurrency, when you see the price go down in USD, it doesn't mean that the cryptocurrency is meaningless or useless. You need to exchange that cryptocurrency and see what the exchange rate is for euros, for Japanese yuan or yen or whatever the hell those people use. I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, I don't mean to make fun of Japan, but lest we forget, it's legal tender out there in Japan. Cryptocurrency is legal tender out there in Japan. I mean, that's what's so beautiful about cryptocurrency. I mean, you people that are out here and investing, especially you investors in the Western markets, you people are naive. You're seeing things in a very short-sighted way, thinking that you're going to cash out exclusively in USD. And hey, if you want to, that's fine. But you need to realize that this game of crypto is way more sophisticated than just, hey, I'm going to buy here and then I'm going to sell there. So give me a freaking break. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end my rant on the economy and on crypto and on stocks. But I hope that you got abreast on why exactly we're seeing red everywhere in the United States today. And that's what makes the president's speech here so important. Because something needs to be done out here. The United States, Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack, they have to know that it's these obstructionists out here in the Democrats, the Democrat side, that are the ones that are preventing America from actually moving forward. It's these Democrats that are putting our economy at risk by staging these government shutdowns. And that government shutdown, that's what caused this ripple effect in the bond and treasury market. You better believe it. You better believe it, boy. They're the ones to blame, and I hope that Donald Trump, while trying to unify the country and trying to talk to Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack and all those folks that for whatever reason don't like the man, I hope he talks to them and genuinely looks into the camera and say, look, why would people resist Trump? Why would people want to resist what we've done? This is one of the biggest tax cuts that we've ever seen in history. All right? I mean, we haven't even seen the effects of it. It's not even February yet. It's not even a full year of these tax cuts. Aside from that, folks, this man, everything that he has put into law has been pro-America. Pro-unadulterated America. So anybody at this point that's against Donald Trump does not, absolutely does not want America to succeed, is anti-American as far as I'm concerned. And I hope that the president subtly gets that point across. Now, lest we forget, folks, I want everybody, while we're watching this, if you're watching this with us here, I am going to be looking at the C-SPAN broadcast of the event here. Right now, I'm looking at an ugly-looking, liver-spotted Bernie Sanders sitting there with his disgusting socialist face. We've got all the damn Congress and senators commiserating. I'm looking at a couple of generals here. So everybody right now is schmoozing. This is the traditional thing that happens in State of the Union addresses, folks. All these people, both sides of the House. Here comes the First Lady. The First Lady, oh my God, making First Ladies great again. Look at Melania Trump. She is wearing an elegant pantsuit. I think that's probably a slap in the face to Hillary Clinton. Unbelievable. I mean, she looks radiant, to say the least. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Once again, they're going to bring out not just the First Lady. They're going to bring out a couple of the people that were invited as guests by the president. We're going to see a couple of formalities here in the next few minutes. You're going to see the Congress General of Arms come in a few times and announce the President of the United States, and you're going to hear a lot of applause, and you're going to see at least a good 10 to 15 minutes of President Trump coming down the rotunda, and he's going to shake hands with the Republicans and the Democrats. And this is a very key point in the State of the Union address. All right, they're already calling him in. Here's the president. They're already calling him in here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're calling the cabinet. Here, I'm sorry, folks. They're calling in the cabinet. First one to come out is of Secretary Tillerson. He is the Secretary of State. Of course, Steve Mnuchin, Secretary of Treasury, following Tillerson. In the back of back of Mnuchin, we have General Mattis, Secretary of Defense. In the back of Mattis, we have Jeff Sessions. Of course, he is the top cop Attorney General at the Department of Justice. In the back of, and we got Wilbur Ross. Of course, he's the man of Commerce, Secretary of Commerce. We got the whole cabinet coming in. There's Ben Carson, folks, Secretary or HUD Secretary. We've got Rick Perry, former Texas governor, now the Secretary of Energy. So we've got them all coming out, folks. Everybody's schmoozing. Everybody's giving everybody handshakes. But as it pertains to right now, what I'm worried about is I want the president to literally look into the eyes of the middle-of-the-road political Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack in America. Because let's be honest, on both fringes, on both sides of the political spectrum, they basically want the same thing. I've talked about this several times. Everybody who's listened to my broadcast knows this. You take a look at the fringe of the left, Antifa. What are they advocating? What do they want? They want socialism. I mean, that's all they keep advocating. Socialism this, socialism that. And, of course, if you take a look at the right, folks, the alt-right, the white nationalists, so to speak, you take a look at them, and what do they want? They want socialism as well. Instead, they call it national socialism. And you see, the middle-of-the-road American folk who just want to raise their children or go to work, live their lives how they see it, and not have anybody interfere with their lives, they need to know that these people, these fringes that at least on the left and on the Democratic side, have encompassed the whole Democrats. These are the people that want to stop the progress of America. These are the people that don't want to make America great again. These are the people, especially the Democrats for the past 8 years, that threw America back 40 or 50 years economically, socially, and politically. Goddamn Obama, you treasonous piece of crap. Sorry, folks, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Anyway, folks, once again, what I want to hear from the president, I want to hear a little bit of a uniting tone to his particular speech. But at the same time, folks, I hope that I hear something from the president that gives these damn Democrats a bitch slap. He's in possession of the memo. For you folks that are unaware, hashtag release the memo. The memo was voted by the House to be released. It is now in the possession of the president. And it's up to the president in the next, I guess it's now 4 days, to sign off on whether or not to make it public. I think on a strategic matter, the president didn't want to make it public prior to the State of the Union. I think that you're probably having a lot of nervous Democrats right now in that room that are shaking in their boots because they are probably implicated in some capacity in that memo. Because as I've stated this whole time, ever since 2016, that the Democrats had more connection with Russia than Trump could ever have. And now, as time goes by, and as information starts becoming uncovered, we're starting to see that what Ghost has been saying since 2016, and I've been ridiculed for, I've been criticized for, it's all starting to come to pass. Because I told you so, boy. I told you so. Anyway, folks, if you're just tuning in with us right now, we are watching the C-SPAN broadcast of the State of the Union. We're seeing all the swamp just kind of swamp their asses in there, give each other handshakes, congratulate each other for doing absolutely nothing. You know, you got these people congratulating themselves and rubbing elbows. They're shutting government down because they can't come up with a budget. I mean, at least 80%, maybe even 90% of the people in this room, folks, are a bunch of power-hungry, psychopathic autocrats. And thank God that Donald Trump is president. And let me go ahead and gab out the State of the Union broadcast that I am watching. Go ahead and check out the gab, folks. If y'all want to watch via video with me, that's the stream I'm watching. C-SPAN, no commentary, none of these talking heads from MSNBC, CNBC, CNN. None of that stuff. Here comes the Secretary General of Arms, or excuse me, the Congress General of Arms here. Here, we'll see if he announces the president.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Here comes the man, and it is Blue Tie Trump, folks. For all you folks that have been listening to me, Blue Tie Trump. Just FYI. Looking confident as ever, Donald Trump coming down the rotunda, shaking all these swamp men's hands, trying to get as quick to the podium as he possibly can. Typically, most presidents kind of take their time, they rub elbows, they schmooze, they laugh, they have conversations. It's a good 15 minutes usually before the president gets to the actual podium there. But it looks like Donald Trump knows that all these guys are scumbags. And let me just go ahead and get to the podium as quick as possible. Take a look at some of these, once he gets to the Democrats, take a look at the disgusting, sniveling faces of the Democrats if they happen to be shaking the hands of the president. I have yet to see one Democrat shake the hand of the president yet, sir. Oh my God! Where's the Democrats? Well, look at all the women in black. We're gonna wear black because me too. I mean, good God! Let me tell you something right now. If you are represented by any of these women, if you're living in a state represented by these women that are wearing black, you should be ashamed of yourself, and you should move out of that state. What the hell is that supposed to prove? I'm starting to think that women in general now are taking this Me Too crap as a universal soapbox to just start demeaning men because they're probably lonely old leather bags that nobody wants anyway. So just like most women and most socialists and communists, they want everyone else to suffer because they're suffering. Yeah, Donald Trump is making his way to the podium very fast, shaking the general's hands. You know, didn't really schmooze too much with the Democrats there. Giving him a pretty good round of applause considering, except for the left side of the room. All right, we're already here. We're here, State of the Union, President Trump, 2018. Man, remember all those times in 2016 when we were fighting for this man to be president? It is time. It is real. The first State of the Union of President Trump here in just a couple of seconds. Let's listen to the president, man. Let's hear what he has to say. Remember, this is Blue Tie Trump. And Blue Tie Trump seems to be unpredictable at times. Remember, Blue Tie Trump was the same guy that yanked that ridiculous head of state out of the way during the NATO meeting. You remember? He's like, get out of the way, you stupid dumb Euro. Damn Euro cuck. So, once again, folks, we are waiting for the president. He is there at the podium. He's allowing everybody to give him a round of applause. Very generous round of applause, to say the least, for the president, considering he is in the eye of the swamp. I mean, everybody on the right, man, you better be clapping your hands. 2018's around the corner, and you better seem unified, Republicans. You better seem unified, boy. Oh, look, there's Nancy Pelosi barking orders at people. Did y'all see that? Nancy Pelosi barking orders, telling everybody to sit down. Plastic face Pelosi. Here is the President of the United States, State of the Union 2018.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and the distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
Now, here's another round of applause after Speaker of the House Paul Ryan stumbles over his own damn stupid cheese-eating tongue to announce that the President is now speaking here. So let's wait for this one round of applause, and let's hear what Blue Tie Trump's going to say, man. I hope that, he surprises us. I hope he shocks us. I hope that he has some kind of a unified tone, but I definitely want to hear him throw a couple of slaps on the left side of the political persuasion, to say the least. And lest we forget, he's in possession of that memo now, folks. He knows that the DOJ and the FBI were trying to conspire against him to remove him from president. Here he is.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress, First Lady of the United States, and my fellow Americans. Less than 1 year has passed since I first stood at this podium in this majestic chamber to speak on behalf of the American people and to address their concerns, their hopes, and their dreams. That night, our new administration had already taken very swift action. A new tide of optimism was already sweeping across our land. Each day since, we have gone forward with a clear vision and a righteous mission to make America great again for all Americans.
There you go. And as you can see, nobody on the Democrat side applauding whatsoever, because they don't want all Americans to be benefiting from a Make America Great Again strategy. They want, I don't know what they want. They want everybody to be goddamn sucking on the teat of the government so that they can have jobs.
Over the last year, we have made incredible progress and achieved extraordinary success. We have faced challenges we expected and others we could never have imagined. We have shared in the heights of victory and the pains of hardship. We have endured floods and fires and storms. But through it all, we have seen the beauty of America's soul and the steel in America's spine. Each test has forged new American heroes to remind us who we are and show us what we can be. We saw the volunteers of the Cajun Navy racing to the rescue with their fishing boats to save people in the aftermath of a totally devastating hurricane. We saw strangers shielding strangers from a hail of gunfire on the Las Vegas Strip. We heard tales of Americans like Coast Guard Petty Officer Ashley Leopard, who is here tonight in the gallery with Melania.
There we go. That's one good thing I like about the State of the Union. The president traditionally brings in people that deserve recognition on a very national and global scale. Thank you for your service. This woman right here, obviously somebody who dedicated their lives, their soul to this great country. And I want to thank everybody who's out there who's serving today.
Ashley was aboard one of the first helicopters on the scene in Houston during the Hurricane Harvey. Through 18 hours of wind and rain, Ashley braved live power lines and deep water to help save more than 40 lives. Ashley, we all thank you. Thank you very much.
There you go. As a matter of fact, I'm glad the president brought up Houston. I bet you every damn Democrat was hoping for carnage and all kinds of looting. It was an unbelievable example of the Texas spirit and the American way. We help each other.
We heard about Americans like firefighter David Dahlberg. He's here with us also. David faced down walls of flame to rescue almost 60 children trapped at a California summer camp threatened by those devastating wildfires. To everyone still recovering in Texas, Florida, Louisiana, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, everywhere, we are with you, we love you, and we always will pull through together, always.
I mean, how in the hell can you be against that? How can you be against that? How can you resist that? You damn liberal, long-haired, bedwetting, hippie bat. Yeah, you better stand up, Democrats. You better stand up, you anti-American scum. You better stand up.
Thank you to David and the brave people of California. Thank you very much, David. Great job. Some trials over the past year touched this chamber very personally.
Scalise.
Tonight is one of the toughest people ever to serve in this House. A guy who took a bullet, almost died, and was back to work 3.5 months later. The legend from Louisiana, Congressman Steve Scalise.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. For you folks that don't remember, Steve Scalise was the congressman that was shot in that congressman practice softball game by some liberal nutcase. It looks like he's in great health. He recently had another surgery. He's lucky to be alive, and yet the liberal media doesn't talk about Scalise and the liberal nutcase that shot him, don't they? They don't talk about that. Of course not.
I think they like you, Steve. We're incredibly grateful for the heroic efforts of the Capitol Police officers, the Alexandria Police, and the doctors, nurses, and paramedics who saved his life and the lives of many others, some in this room. In the aftermath, yes.
Yeah, there were some people that actually came to the defense of Scalise, took cover. I believe one congressman, if I'm not mistaken, may have had his gun on him. So, yeah, the police, everybody was there. Luckily, it could have been a lot worse. One lone liberal nutcase.
In the aftermath of that terrible shooting, we came together, not as Republicans or Democrats, but as representatives of the people. But it is not enough to come together only in times of tragedy. Tonight, I call upon all of us to set aside our differences, to seek out common ground, and to summon the unity we need to deliver.
He's looking right at that sniveling idiot Schumer's face. Look at Schumer looking back at him.
These are the people we were elected to serve.
Look at plastic face Pelosi. Yeah, they don't want to put away their differences. They're in the business of agitation, Mr. President. They're in the business of divide and conquer. Don't clap your hands, Schumer. Don't clap your hands like you care. And look at Pelosi chewing on her tongue. Look at her. She's biting her goddamn tongue. She's hating this.
Over the last year, the world has seen what we always knew, that no people on earth are so fearless or daring or determined as Americans. If there is a mountain, we climb it. If there's a frontier, we cross it. If there's a challenge, we tame it. If there's an opportunity, we seize it. So let's begin tonight by recognizing that the state of our union is strong because our people are strong.
That's a great statement. Great statement. What, you're not going to stand up for the people, Democrats? You don't think the people are strong? Get up, Democrats. Look at that. What, the Black Caucus don't think the people are strong? Yeah, you better get up, Cory Booker, you disingenuous autist.
We are building a safe, strong, and proud America. Since the election, we have created 2.4 million new jobs, including...
You're damn right. Make America Great Again economic policy. I said this was going to happen in 2016.
200,000 new jobs in manufacturing alone. Tremendous number.
Damn right. We're manufacturing again, man. Let's build more than cheeseburgers and movies.
Years of wage stagnation. We are finally seeing rising wages.
And that's rising wages without the state enforcing wage hikes. Do you understand that, liberals? Huh? Do you understand that, Democrats? Wages are raising not by the state.
Have hit a 45-year low.
I mean, come on, this is a Make America Great Again policy, baby.
And something I'm very proud of, African American unemployment stands at the lowest rate ever recorded.
You're damn right. Now, the Black Caucus isn't going to stand up for that? You're not happy at black unemployment being lowest in American history? Why is the Black Caucus sitting down? Do they not want black people to get up and be individuals and be capitalists?
Unemployment has also reached the lowest levels in history.
He's talking about Hispanic unemployment, lowest levels in history. He's looking at that scumbag Joaquin Castro, that criminal, him and his twin brother.
Small business confidence is at an all-time high. The stock market has smashed one record after another, gaining $8 trillion and more in value in just this short period of time. The great news...
You're damn right. Clap for that. You're damn right.
The great news for Americans, 401k, retirement pension, and college savings accounts have gone through the roof. And just as I promised the American people from this podium 11 months ago, we enacted the biggest tax cuts and reforms in American history.
You're damn right. And it's going to make America great again, baby. You know it and I know it. Look at these Democrats. They don't give a crap. They want you dependent on them. They want you on welfare. They want you sucking off the government teeth. Look at them. Look at them. They don't want you to prosper. They want you to demand them for help. Filthy Democrat bastards.
Massive tax cuts provide tremendous relief for the middle class and small business. To lower tax rates for hardworking Americans, we nearly doubled the standard deduction for everyone.
Yeah, you're damn right. Doubled the standard deduction for everyone. I think they doubled the child tax credit.
$24,000 earned by a married couple is completely tax-free.
You can make up to $24,000 in a Trump America and not have to pay taxes. Did you all hear that, folks?
We also doubled the child tax credit.
That's what I just said, Mr. President. I mean, listen to this. How can Democrats not be for this? This is pro-America.
Making $75,000 will see their tax bill reduced by $2,000, slashing their tax bill in half.
And you know what the Democrats called this? Crumbs. Remember that?
Oh, the president gives $1,000 crumbs.
This will be the last time you will ever file under the old and very broken system, and millions of Americans will have more take-home pay starting next month. A lot more.
Yeah, let's stand up for that. Let's give people back their money, especially those that work for it. Give them back their money. And, of course, the Democrats, they're not standing for this. They want to take your money. Your tax money gives them power, and that's why they hate this crap.
We eliminated an especially cruel tax that fell mostly on Americans making less than $50,000 a year, forcing them to pay tremendous penalties simply because they couldn't afford government-ordered health plans. We repealed the core of the disastrous Obamacare. The individual mandate is now gone.
It's over. It's over. That's why people are getting overtime now, folks. People are getting overtime. There's no longer mandated insurance. Hey, this mandate was a monopoly of the insurance companies over our health, folks. That's what Obama did. He gave a monopoly of your health to the insurance company. That's what the mandate was. It was a forced monopoly.
The business tax rate from 35% all the way down to 21%, so American companies can compete and win against anyone else anywhere in the world.
You're goddamn right. Corporations, 21% taxation.
These changes alone are estimated to increase average family income by more than $4,000.
You're damn right. You're damn right. Why should it go to these idiots in the Democrat side?
Also received a massive tax cut and can now deduct 20% of their business income. Here tonight are Steve Staub and Sandy Keplinger of Staub Manufacturing, a small, beautiful business in Ohio. They've just finished the best year in their 20-year history.
I mean, there you go. The Make America Great Again economic policy in full effect. I'm glad he invited small business owners because I'm telling you firsthand, I can feel the difference. I can smell the difference. I mean, consumer sentiment is really at an all-time high. I'm looking forward for 2018.
Because of tax reform, they are handing out raises, hiring an additional 14 people, and expanding into the building next door. Good feeling.
Look at that. You're damn right. Growth. Growth, which is what you couldn't do during Obama.
Employees. Corey Adams is also with us tonight. Corey is an all-American worker. He supported himself through high school, lost his job during the 2008 recession, and was later hired by Staub, where he trained to become a welder. Like many hardworking Americans, Corey plans to invest his tax cut raise into his new home and his two daughters' education. Corey, please stand.
Look at that. Recognition of the worker. Look at the pride in that black man there. Look at him. Look at that pride in that black. He's going to buy a house. He's got a family. He's smiling. He's living the American dream. What the Democrats don't want black people to do. What the Democrats don't want black people to do.
And he's a great welder. I was told that by the man that owns that company that's doing so well. So congratulations, Corey. Since we passed tax cuts, roughly 3 million workers have already gotten tax cut bonuses, many of them thousands and thousands of dollars per worker, and it's getting more every month, every week. Apple has just announced it plans to invest a total of $350 billion in America and hire another 20,000 workers.
Well, they're hoping that that'll, throw away that little SEC charge that they've got today. And you can't blame them, boy. We need more investment in America.
And just a little while ago, ExxonMobil announced a $50 billion investment in the United States.
Man, look at that. That's $400 billion of investment in two companies into the United States. This is the year of the capitalist.
This, in fact, is our new American moment. There has never been a better time to start living the American dream. So to every citizen watching at home tonight, no matter where you've been or where you've come from, this is your time.
You're damn right.
If you work hard, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in America, then you can dream anything.
This is what I've been telling all of you, baby.
Together, we can achieve absolutely anything.
That's what I've been telling you. He is trying to inspire capitalists through this State of the Union speech. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I hope that everyone out there is taking a little bit of goddamn inspiration from this. You can do it. Use capitalism to carve out your own destiny, for Christ's sake.
Tonight, I want to talk about what kind of future we're going to have and what kind of a nation we're going to be. All of us together as one team, one people, and one American family can do anything. We all share the same home, the same heart, the same destiny, and the same great American flag.
You're damn right. America. making America great again. We don't answer to no bureaucratic international institution like the United Nations or NATO or the European Union or any of these people. This is our country. Our ancestors built this country. We built it.
Together, we are rediscovering the American way. In America, we know that faith and family, not government and bureaucracy, are the center of American life. The motto.
You're damn right.
In God we trust.
In God we trust. In God we trust. Look at the triggering on the left. Look at them. These godless atheists. They don't want family. They want single mothers so they can be on welfare. Look at them. The Republicans know it. They're looking at them and they're laughing. They know it. Yeah, you better clap, Pelosi. You better clap, plastic face.
Our police, our military, and our amazing veterans as heroes who deserve our total and unwavering support.
Yeah, unlike Obama, who was promoting cop killing out here, all right, who was turning our military into a bunch of pansy asses, for Christ's sake. Yeah, you better stand up, Democrats, you freaking unappreciative bastards. I remember Obama. I remember the cop killing during Obama.
Here tonight is Preston Sharp, a 12-year-old boy from Redding, California, who noticed that veterans' graves were not marked with flags on Veterans Day. He decided all by himself to change that and started a movement that has now placed 40,000 flags at the graves of our great heroes.
Yeah, you're damn right. Look at this kid. Are you kidding me? This is a future politician right here. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is the kind of children we need to start raising, man. This is the kind of children we need to start raising. Are you all listening? This is how we make America great again. Not letting these goddamn kids play video games and watch anime. Go out there and do something. Do something.
Young patriots like Preston teach all of us about our civic duty as Americans. And I met Preston a little while ago, and he is something very special, I can tell you. Great future. Thank you very much for all you've done, Preston. Thank you very much.
Are you kidding me? A 12-year-old kid wants to put flags on the graves of veterans. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. These are the kind of children we need out here.
Our flag. Why we put our hands on our hearts for the Pledge of Allegiance, and why we proudly stand for the national anthem.
That's right. Did y'all hear that, NFL? You stand for that national anthem. You stand for it. You understand? There's people that died so that you can have the right to do the things that you do, you unappreciative pricks. You stand up. Stand up for the American flag. Stand up for the national anthem. And look at these Democrats. Look at, they're showing how anti-American they are. Look at them. They're just sitting down. They're not standing up. These are anti-American trash. I told you these Democrats were anti-American crap.
Shows them the same love and loyalty in return. For the last year, we have sought to restore the bonds of trust between our citizens and their government. Working with the Senate, we are appointing judges who will interpret the Constitution as written, including a great new Supreme Court justice and more circuit court judges than any new administration in the history of our country.
Yeah, look at the Supreme Court justices that are there. There's Gorsuch, and then you have that disgusting, that one that looks like a cross between Shemp from the Three Stooges and Chaz Bono, whatever her name is, Kagan, Kennedy, and of course that other idiot that voted for Obamacare.
Historic actions to protect religious liberty.
That's right, yeah. All you atheists that are out here, all you Satanists and atheists, you're going to have to be tolerant of other religions, you freaking stupid, dumb, self-centered, self-righteous, evil pieces of crap. You understand that?
We are serving our brave veterans, including giving our veterans choice in their health care decisions.
Unlike Obama, who probably killed a pretty good portion of our veterans with the disgusting health care system that he had for him during his tenure, $10 trillion he amassed in United States debt. Where did it go? $10 trillion Obama amassed in United States debt. Where did it go? Sure as hell didn't go to the veterans.
And I signed the landmark VA Accountability Act. Since its passage, my administration has already removed more than 1,500 VA employees who failed to give our veterans the care they deserve. And we are hiring talented people who love our vets as much as we do.
You're damn right. You're fired. You're going to take our vets and not take their health care serious? Get out. Get out of here. I mean, do you understand? Look at, not even the Democrats will stand for this. You see, I've told you these people are anti-American trash.
Are properly taken care of, which has been my promise to them from the very beginning of this great journey. All Americans deserve accountability and respect, and that's what we are giving to our wonderful heroes, our veterans. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you is right. All right, I mean, it's about time our veterans got the care they deserved.
To empower every cabinet secretary with the authority to reward good workers and to remove federal employees who undermine the public trust or fail the American people.
You're damn right. Hold these bureaucrats accountable. That's my president. That's my president right there. Hold these goddamn bureaucrats accountable. And look at the left, they're hating it. Oh, they hate it. They don't want to be held accountable. Are you kidding me?
In our drive to make Washington accountable, we have eliminated more regulations in our first year than any administration in the history of our country.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I said it, that this was a capitalist revolution. And when a capitalist is the president, he will dismantle the government. He will dismantle regulations. He will dismantle bureaucracy, and that's what this president did.
We have ended the war on American energy, and we have ended the war on beautiful, clean coal.
You're damn right. As a matter of fact, folks, we are now approaching Saudi Arabia levels as it pertains to United States energy exportation. We are almost at Saudi Arabia levels of energy exportations. We in the oil business now, baby.
An exporter of energy to the world.
That's what I just said, Mr. President. You're damn right. We're not dependent on anybody. We're now an exporter.
I halted government mandates that crippled America's great, beautiful auto workers so that we can get Motor City revving its engines again, and that's what's happening.
Oh, man, what, was Detroit being made back up again? Is making Detroit better again? I hope so, because it's been a dirt hole for a long time, and it got worse during Obama, baby. I'll tell you that right damn now. They were selling houses, remember, in Detroit for like $5.
Are now building and expanding plants in the United States, something we haven't seen for decades. Chrysler is moving a major plant from Mexico to Michigan. Toyota and Mazda are opening up a plant in Alabama, a big one, and we haven't seen this in a long time. It's all coming back.
You're damn right. That's what I keep telling everybody that's listening. It's your time to be a capitalist now. There's economic opportunity now. We've got a capitalist as president now. It's great. 2018 is the year of the capitalist.
Very soon, auto plants and other plants will be opening up all over our country. This is all news Americans are totally unaccustomed to hearing. For many years, companies and jobs were only leaving us. But now, they are roaring back. They're coming back. They want to be where the action is. They want to be in the United States of America. That's where they want to be.
You're damn right they want to be in the United States of America, and that's why I'm telling everybody within the sound of my voice, if you want to carve out your own destiny, it's never too late for capitalism. Now is the time. You can use your own ambition, your own creativity, your prowess, your skills, your creativity.
It's happening every single day. To speed access to breakthrough cures and affordable generic drugs, last year, the FDA approved more new and generic drugs and medical devices than ever before in our country's history.
That's right. We need these generic drugs. That's a very small step. We need the insurance companies to get over our health, get off of our health. You don't have a monopoly over our health, insurance companies.
That patients with terminal conditions, terminal illness, should have access to experimental treatment immediately that could potentially save their lives. People who are terminally ill should not have to go from country to country to seek a cure. I want to give them a chance right here at home. It's time for Congress to give these wonderful, incredible Americans the right to try.
Wow, that's great, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, this goes to show, folks, that the president is definitely trying to undercut the pharmaceutical companies, because why are we allowing these people to die of all these cancers, of all these ailments, when we've got trials that could potentially help them? These unfortunate folks may die anyway.
Is to reduce the price of prescription drugs.
You're goddamn right we need to reduce the price of prescription drugs. We need to do a hell of a lot more than that, if you want my personal opinion. And look, the Democrats aren't even standing up for that. They're not even standing up for that. They don't even want cheap prescription drugs.
These drugs cost far less than what we pay in the United States, and it's very, very unfair. That is why I've directed my administration to make fixing the injustice of high drug prices one of my top priorities for the year.
Wow, he's going to go right at the pharmaceutical companies. I guess that's why the Democrats are sitting down. They must be getting most of their campaign funds from these people, because, by God, this is the only human thing to do. I mean, this man isn't some heartless conservative.
It will come down substantially. Watch.
This man right here is a centrist.
America has also finally turned the page on decades of unfair trade deals that sacrificed our prosperity and shipped away our companies, our jobs, and our wealth. Our nation has lost its wealth, but we're getting it back so fast. The era of economic surrender is totally over. From now on, we expect trading relationships to be fair and, very importantly, reciprocal.
You're damn right. None of this goddamn communist TPP bullcrap. All right? None of this garbage. All right? You're going to trade with us? You're not going to have these imbalanced trade deals. China, $570 billion trade deficit we have with them, $70 billion with Mexico.
New ones, and they'll be good ones, but they'll be fair. And we will protect American workers and American intellectual property through strong enforcement of our trade rules.
That's because China is not even giving two rats' asses about our intellectual properties and are copying and manufacturing their own brands.
Our crumbling infrastructure.
All right, now can the Democrats rise now for infrastructure or no? You're not going to rise for infrastructure, Democrats? I mean, good God.
America is a nation of builders. We built the Empire State Building in just 1 year. Isn't it a disgrace that it can now take 10 years just to get a minor permit approved for the building of a simple road?
It's ridiculous is what it is. You're damn right, Mr. President. All right, but you can thank these damn bureaucrats to the left over here.
Asking both parties to come together to give us safe, fast, reliable, and modern infrastructure that our economy needs and our people deserve.
You're damn right. And look at these I can't believe these Democrats, man. What a bunch of sleazeball, anti-American piece of crap. If you're a Democrat, how can you stand for this? How can you literally stand for this anti-American trash?
Congress to produce a bill that generates at least $1.5 trillion for the new infrastructure investment that our country so desperately needs. Every federal...
the fiscal conservatives didn't like that one.
State and local governments, and where appropriate, tapping into private sector investment to permanently fix the infrastructure deficit, and we can do it.
You're damn right we can do it. I mean, where were these fiscal conservatives when Obama was spending $10 trillion of United States debt? Where were these fiscal conservatives at? Where the hell were they at then?
Must also streamline the permitting and approval process, getting it down to no more than 2 years and perhaps even 1. Together, we can reclaim our great building heritage.
You're damn right. We need to rebuild America is right, Mr. President. Our cities need to be modernized. Our money went to China and the rest of the world to modernize.
New roads, bridges, highways, railways, and waterways all across our land. And we will do it with American heart, American hands, and American grit.
You're damn right, man. I'm loving this speech. How can you not like Trump at this point? How can you resist Trump? Everything he has been saying is pro-America. How can you do this?
We want every American to know the dignity of a hard day's work. We want every child to be safe in their home at night. And we want every citizen to be proud of this land that we all love so much. We can lift our citizens from welfare to work, from dependence to independence, and from poverty to prosperity.
You're damn right, and I guarantee you the left, look at dumbass Bernie Sanders. They're hating this. They want people dependent. They want people on welfare. They want people dependent on the government. That's what gives these bureaucrats work. That's what gives them job security. That's what gives them health care, benefits, retirement.
New jobs. Let's invest in workforce development, and let's invest in job training, which we need so badly.
You're damn right. The heck with the welfare, the heck with the entitlements, the heck with the giveaways. Let's train these people to work in the workforce so they can have some pride and integrity in themselves.
Let's open great vocational schools so our future workers can learn a craft and realize their full potential.
You're damn right. Yeah, you damn Democrats better stand up on that one. How the hell can you not like that? I mean, we need to train America, for Christ's sake. We need to put them to work.
Families by supporting paid family leave.
Paid family leave. That includes the father. That doesn't just include the mother. That includes the father, too, boy.
As America regains its strength, opportunity must be extended to all citizens. That is why this year we will embark on reforming our prisons to help former inmates who have served their time get a second chance at life.
Whoa! I mean, good God. He is literally taking the carpet from underneath the Democrats. I mean, good God. I mean, how can you not be for this guy? This guy's pure Americana.
Struggling communities, especially immigrant communities, will also be helped by immigration policies that focus on the best interests of American workers and American families. For decades, open borders have allowed drugs and gangs to pour into our most vulnerable communities. They've allowed millions of low-wage workers to compete for jobs and wages against the poorest Americans. Most tragically, they have caused the loss of many innocent lives. Here tonight, are two fathers and two mothers, Evelyn Rodriguez, Freddie Cuevas, Elizabeth Alvarado, and Robert Mickens. Their two teenage daughters, Kayla Cuevas and Nisa Mickens.
Oh, man, this is horrible. Look at the old man there. He's about to cry. It's horrible.
But in September 2016, on the eve of Nisa's...
Now, y'all see that man right there about to cry? The next time you see another false flag, that's how people need to react.
These two precious girls.
Look at this poor man. He lost his daughter about some time ago, and he still can't get over it.
6 members of the savage MS-13 gang have been charged with Kayla and Nisa's murders. Many of these gang members took advantage of glaring loopholes in our laws.
That's what grief looks like, folks.
As illegal, unaccompanied, alien minors, and wound up in Kayla and Nisa's high school. Evelyn, Elizabeth, Freddie, and Robert, tonight everyone in this chamber is praying for you. Everyone in America.
I mean, look at the grief on these families' faces. That's what you see after a shooting, after a mass shooting, after somebody loses their child. That's what you're supposed to see on the screen, not these character actors that they show us all the time during these mass shootings at the Pulse nightclub and all this other crap. Look at these poor people, man. They lost their kid some time ago, and they still can't get over it without shedding tears. That's grief. That's grief. I'm glad those people are shown on TV right now, because that's the way people are supposed to act. That's the way people are supposed to act when they lose somebody that they love, that they cared for. They're not supposed to be on TV smiling and saying,
Yeah, my son, he was so great.
320 million hearts are right now breaking for you. We love you. Thank you.
You're goddamn right, Mr. President. I'm glad you showed these people. This is what grief looks like, folks.
We cannot imagine the depths of that kind of sorrow. We can make sure that other families never have to endure this kind of pain. Tonight I am calling on Congress to finally close the deadly loopholes that have allowed MS-13 and other criminal gangs to break into our country. We have proposed new legislation that will fix our immigration laws and support our ICE and Border Patrol agents. These are great people. These are great, great people that work so hard in the midst of such danger so that this can never happen again.
You're damn right, man. You're damn right. I mean, look at the people in Congress. I mean, they're teary-eyed, man. It's horrible to see actual people in pain and misery and hurt. Look at these poor parents here, man. Remember these faces. Remember that grief whenever they show somebody, some talking head interviewed after a goddamn supposed mass shooting.
We are proud that we do more than any other country anywhere in the world to help the needy, the struggling, and the underprivileged all over the world. But as President of the United States, my highest loyalty, my greatest compassion, my constant concern is for America's children, America's struggling workers, and America's forgotten communities. I want our youth to grow up, to achieve great things. I want our poor to have their chance to rise. So tonight I am extending an open hand to work with members of both parties, Democrats and Republicans, to protect our citizens of every background, color, religion, and creed.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, what he's saying there, Democrats, is stop dividing and conquering. Stop playing racial politics. All right, stop separating America, Democrats, you anti-American trash. Look at them. They can't even stand up for that. They're anti-American heathens, man.
And the sacred
God, I hate these Democrats.
Elected official in this chamber is to defend Americans, to protect their safety, their families, their communities, and their right to the American dream. Because Americans are dreamers too.
You're damn right. Americans are dreamers too. What a statement. What a statement. Americans are dreamers too, baby. Like, you got to stand up for that one. The Republicans are standing up for that one. And, of course, the anti-American Democrats are sitting their fat asses down.
One leader in the effort to defend our country, Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent Celestino Martinez. He goes by DJ and CJ. He said, call me either one. So we'll call you CJ. Served 15 years in the Air Force before becoming an ICE agent and spending the last 15 years fighting gang violence and getting dangerous criminals off of our streets. Tough job.
You're damn right.
At one point, MS-13 leaders ordered CJ's murder, and they wanted it to happen quickly. But he did not cave to threats or to fear. Last May, he commanded an operation to track down gang members on Long Island. His team has arrested nearly 400, including more than 220 MS-13 gang members. And I have to tell you, what the Border Patrol and ICE have done, we have sent thousands and thousands and thousands of MS-13 horrible people out of this country or into our prisons. So I just want to congratulate you, CJ. You're a brave guy. Thank you.
You're damn right. We need guys like this. We need young men like this that are fearless, you understand, that do things for country, that do things so that our goddamn country doesn't turn into some third world crap hole. Thank you, sir, is right. Thank you is right, man. This guy's wanted right now. Look at him. He looks scared crapless. He's wanted by MS-13, man. Those guys are not Boy Scouts.
He's just tougher than they are, and I like that answer.
Look at the guy. He looks humble as hell, man. Thank you for your service, sir.
You and all of the people in this great chamber have to do it. We have no choice. CJ, we're going to send you reinforcements, and we're going to send them to you quickly. It's what you need.
Damn right, man. We need badasses like this, man. Come on. We need to embrace badasses like that.
The House and Senate will be voting on an immigration reform package. In recent months, my administration has met extensively with both Democrats and Republicans to craft a bipartisan approach to immigration reform. Based on these discussions, we presented Congress with a detailed proposal that should be supported by both parties as a fair compromise, one where nobody gets everything they want, but where our country gets the critical reforms it needs and must have.
Look at that olive branch right there to you freaking anti-American Democrats. It's an olive branch. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Look at them. They're sitting down. They're anti-American trash. Look at them.
Here are the 4 pillars of our plan. The first pillar of our framework generously offers a path to citizenship for 1.8 million illegal immigrants who were brought here by their parents at a young age.
How can Democrats say no to that?
Almost 3 times more people than the previous administration covered.
No kidding. All right, not even the Republicans want to get up for that because, look, that is a generous concession for the Democrats.
Education and work requirements and show good moral character will be able to become full citizens of the United States over a 12-year period.
You're damn right. You know, we need to make sure that they're citizens.
The second pillar fully secures the border.
Secure the border and make sure that you have a decent immigration reform, get rid of the lottery system, and, of course, reduce the chain migration to spouses and children and the border wall. That's what he's going to say. I'm going to tell you that right now.
That means building a great wall on the southern border.
I'm going to tell you.
It means hiring more heroes like CJ to keep our communities safe.
You're damn right. Border wall and more agents is definitely what we need. We need to secure that border. Ain't no more open borders, boy.
Crucially, our plan closes the terrible loopholes exploited by criminals and terrorists to enter our country, and it finally ends the horrible and dangerous practice of catch and release.
Yeah, no kidding, catch and release, for Christ's sake. I mean, come on, that is the most ridiculous thing. I mean, a freaking immigrant could go out and commit murder, commit drunk driving accidents, and they just release the bastards?
Ends the visa lottery, a program that randomly hands out green cards without any regard for skill, merit, or the safety of American people.
You get rid of the lottery system. Whoever put that in as law, I hope you're burning in hell. And look at these people, look at the Democrats. They're not standing up. How can anybody be a Democrat after this? This is an anti-American party, damn it.
One that admits people who are skilled, who want to work, who will contribute to our society, and who will love and respect our country.
Is that so hard to ask? And look at this disingenuous mixed breed mulatto, Cory Booker. I hate Cory Booker. I mean, what an autistic, spastic case. He's overly dramatic. He's an overactor, and he thinks it's winning him brownie points.
The nuclear family by ending chain migration.
End chain migration, but he is going to limit it to spouses and children, like I mentioned previous.
Under the current broken system, a single immigrant can bring in virtually unlimited numbers of distant relatives. Under our plan, we focus on the immediate family.
Oh, look at the Democrats care more about immigrants. Do you hear this? Did y'all hear that groan? Did you all hear that? They care more about immigrants than they do the American people, and they proved that during the shutdown.
Necessary not just for our economy, but for our security and for the future of America. In recent weeks, 2 terrorist attacks in New York were made possible by the visa lottery and chain migration. In the age of terrorism, these programs present risks we can just no longer afford. It's time to reform.
You're damn right we can't afford it. $10 trillion was amassed in debt during Obama's tenure.
Immigration rules. And finally bring our immigration system into the 21st century.
It's about time, Mr. President, and I thank God that you're president. Look at these anti-American Democrats. Could you get any more anti-American than this, folks? Are y'all watching this?
And one that will create a safe, modern, and lawful immigration system. For over 30 years, Washington has tried and failed to solve this problem. This Congress can be the one that finally makes it happen. Most importantly, these 4 pillars will produce legislation that fulfills my ironclad pledge to sign a bill that puts America first.
You're damn right, Mr. President. America first is right, and of course, all the Republicans are rising. The Democrats are sitting. What does that tell you, folks? I mean, this should tell each and every one of you. If you know a Democrat, they hate you if you're pro-Trump, if you're pro-America. They hate their country.
Politics aside, and finally get the job done.
I know. Put the politics aside, get the job done. The president has already given you many concessions on this whole damn dreamers crap.
These reforms will also support our response to the terrible crisis of opioid and drug addiction. Never before has it been like it is now. It is terrible. We have to do something about it. In 2016, we lost 64,000 Americans to drug overdoses, 174 deaths per day, 7 per hour. We must get much tougher on drug dealers and pushers if we are going to succeed in stopping this scourge.
Well, I agree with you there, Mr. President, but the first set of drug dealers you need to go and stop is the pharmaceutical companies. The pharmaceutical companies are the ones that are dispensing all these hillbilly heroin, Oxycontin, and all this other crap. And when the people can't get the pills anymore, they go to black tar.
Is committed to fighting the drug epidemic and helping get treatment for those in need, for those who have been so terribly hurt. The struggle will be long and it will be difficult, but as Americans always do, in the end, we will succeed, we will prevail.
I hope so, because I would like for everybody to recognize that once we took over Afghanistan in 2001, I'd like for everybody to take a look at America's opium consumption from 2001 to now, because the United States is in control of the Afghanistan opium trade.
Bring out the best in America. We see a vivid expression of this truth in the story of the Holetz family of New Mexico. Ryan Holetz is 27 years old, an officer with the Albuquerque Police Department. He's here tonight with his wife, Rebecca.
Yeah, there he is. And he's got a baby. Looks like a young officer standing with his baby and his wife. I love that American picture right there. We need more Americans like that.
Thank you, Ryan. Last year, Ryan was on duty when he saw a pregnant, homeless woman preparing to inject heroin. When Ryan told her she was going to harm her unborn child, she began to weep. She told him she didn't know where to turn, but badly wanted a safe home for her baby. In that moment, Ryan said he felt God speak to him. You will do it because you can. He heard those words. He took out a picture of his wife and their 4 kids. Then he went home to tell his wife, Rebecca. In an instant, she agreed to adopt. The Holetz named their new daughter Hope. Ryan and Rebecca, you embody the goodness of our nation. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I mean, you know, if you're going to have unwanted children out here, we need somebody to take care of them. If you want to see the saddest sight in the world, go to an orphanage during the holiday season. It's one of the worst things that you'll ever see in your life. The faces on these kids, man. Just begging anybody to love them. That's good that that officer took that child from that heroin addict. He's going to raise that child and give that child a decent home.
Thank you, Ryan and Rebecca. As we rebuild America's strength and confidence at home, we are also restoring our strength and standing abroad. Around the world, we face rogue regimes, terrorist groups, and rivals like China and Russia that challenge
now we're getting into the foreign policy,
our economy, and our values. In confronting these horrible dangers, we know that weakness is the surest path to conflict, and unmatched power is the surest means to our true and great defense. For this reason, I am asking Congress to end the dangerous defense sequester and fully fund our great military.
You're damn right. Stop playing politics with the budget. Stop playing politics with the budget, Democrats. All right? I mean, the president has already laid out a DACA deal. You want to sign it? Fine. What's going to be your next excuse? February 8th, Democrats. What's going to be your next anti-American excuse to shut down the government?
We must modernize and rebuild our nuclear arsenal, hopefully never having to use it, but making it so strong and so powerful that it will deter any acts of aggression by any other nation or anyone else.
You're damn right. Build that son of a bitch up. Build up the nuclear arsenal, because you know that Russia's doing it, you know China's doing it, You know everybody out there who's a nuclear power, India, Pakistan, you know they're all doing it.
Perhaps someday in the future there will be a magical moment when the countries of the world will get together to eliminate their nuclear weapons. Unfortunately, we are not there yet, sadly. Last year, I also pledged that we would work with our allies to extinguish ISIS from the face of the earth. 1 year later, I am proud to report that the coalition to defeat ISIS has liberated very close to 100% of the territory just recently held by these killers in Iraq and in Syria and in other locations as well.
And remember, Obama couldn't do anything about ISIS. Remember that? Oh, well, you know, they're on the move. We can't do anything. And they were running amok. They were chopping people's heads off. You know, they were killing Christians. And look at the Democrats. They don't even want to stand up for that. You want to know why? Because Obama, he was the one that aided, armed, and funded ISIS. You know it, and I know it.
Defeated. Army staff.
That's why it was so easy to defeat them.
Is here tonight. Near Raqqa, last November, Justin and his comrade, Chief Petty Officer Kenton Stacy, were on a mission to clear buildings that ISIS had rigged with explosives so that civilians could return to that city, hopefully soon and hopefully safely. Clearing the second floor of a vital hospital, Kenton Stacy was severely wounded by an explosion. Immediately, Justin bounded into the booby-trapped and unbelievably dangerous and unsafe building and found Kenton, but in very, very bad shape. He applied pressure to the wound and inserted a tube to reopen an airway. He then performed CPR for 20 straight minutes during the ground transport and maintained artificial respiration through 2.5 hours and through emergency surgery. Kenton Stacy would have died if it were not for Justin's selfless love for his fellow warrior. Tonight, Kenton is recovering in Texas. Raqqa is liberated, and Justin is wearing his new Bronze Star with a V for valor.
You're damn right, Bronze Star for valor. What a story. What a story. And look at how humble this man is. You see, that's the American military right there. There's no stolen valor there. This man is humble. He was doing his job. I mean, this is the kind of people we need. These are the kind of badasses that we need to raise again in this country, man. Look at this man. That's a man right there. Not some soy boy. Not some fruit bowl. Not some over-feminized fruity ass. That's a man right there. And that's what we need to start producing again in this country. Thank you for your service, sir, and what a valiant story. Unbelievable. Look at that man, humble as hell. Humble as hell. That's an American soldier right there, my friends.
Terrorists who do things like place bombs in civilian hospitals are evil. When possible, we have no choice but to annihilate them. When necessary, we must be able to detain and question them. But we must be clear. Terrorists are not merely criminals. They are unlawful enemy combatants.
Now, do you understand what that means, Democrats? That they don't deserve due process, that they don't deserve our rights as Americans. They don't deserve to be tried in American courts like you did with the terrorists during Obama, you anti-American pieces of crap. God damn, these Democrats are anti-American.
Captured overseas, they should be treated like the terrorists they are. In the past, we have foolishly released hundreds and hundreds of dangerous terrorists, only to meet them again on the battlefield, including the ISIS leader, al-Baghdadi, who we captured, who we had, who we released. So today, I'm keeping another promise. I just signed, prior to walking in, an order directing Secretary Mattis, who is doing a great job. Thank you.
Hey, you're damn right he's doing a badass job. You're damn right he's doing a badass job out here. He squashed ISIS. I mean, yeah, you may have Russia and China flexing nuts, but they've got their own problems. Russia's got a domestic situation, and China is surrounded by nuclear enemies.
To re-examine our military detention policy and to keep open the detention facilities in Guantanamo Bay.
Keep them open, you're damn right, and send the new terrorists there, and make sure to interrogate these bastards until we know what the hell they're going to do and their plans are as terrorists and enemy combatants of the United States.
Sure that in the fight against ISIS and Al-Qaeda, we continue to have all necessary power to detain terrorists wherever we chase them down, wherever we find them. And in many cases, for them, it will now be Guantanamo Bay.
You're damn right. You're damn right. Keep Guantanamo Bay open for these damn enemy combatants and terrorists.
As of a few months ago, our warriors in Afghanistan have new rules of engagement.
Yeah, they have new rules of engagement. Let's hear this, because we knew that their hands were tied during Obama.
Afghan partners, our military is no longer undermined by artificial timelines, and we no longer tell our enemies our plans.
No kidding. Well, I cannot believe when Obama said when he was going to pull out of Iraq, and he actually did it. I mean, he created that vacuum that created ISIS. Lest we forget, hold on a second.
We also took an action endorsed unanimously by the U.S. Senate.
Lest we forget Zakawi.
I recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
Recognizing Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, that sure as hell triggered the hell out of everybody, and it just goes to show you that the Palestinians really didn't want peace. It just seems like they really did not want peace. I mean, look at how they reacted.
Shortly afterwards, dozens of countries voted in the United Nations General Assembly against America's sovereign right to make this decision. In 2016, American taxpayers generously sent those same countries more than $20 billion in aid. That is why tonight I am asking Congress to pass legislation to help ensure American foreign assistance dollars always serve American interests and only go to friends of America, not enemies of America.
You're damn right. You're damn right. We're not going to send any aid to these pieces of garbage countries that hate America. And look at the Democrats. They're still sitting down. How can anybody be a Democrat after this? The Democrats are the anti-American party. Look at them.
Strengthen friendships all around the world. We are also restoring clarity about our adversaries. When the people of Iran rose up against the crimes of their corrupt dictatorship, I did not stay silent. America stands with the people of Iran in their courageous struggle for freedom.
You're goddamn right. The spirit of 2009, the Iranian Revolution of 2009 is back again, and I'm glad that Donald Trump did not stand silent like Obama did in 2009 in Iran.
I am asking Congress to address the fundamental flaws in the terrible Iran nuclear deal. My administration has also imposed tough sanctions on the communist and socialist dictatorships in Cuba and Venezuela.
You're damn right, man. Why should we even be diplomatic with these communist pieces of trash? Why should we even oblige this ridiculous Iran nuclear deal? We all know it was a payoff.
But no regime has oppressed its own citizens more totally or brutally than the cruel dictatorship in North Korea. North Korea's reckless pursuit of nuclear missiles could very soon threaten our homeland. We are waging a campaign of maximum pressure to prevent that from ever happening. Past experience has taught us that complacency and concessions only invite aggression and provocation. I will not repeat the mistakes of past administrations that got us into this very dangerous position. We need only look at the depraved character of the North Korean regime to understand the nature of the nuclear threat it could pose to America and to our allies. Otto Warmbier was a hard-working student.
Oh, man, this poor kid.
At the University of Virginia, and a great student he was. On his way to study abroad in Asia, Otto joined a tour to North Korea. At its conclusion, this wonderful young man was arrested and charged with crimes against the state. After a shameful trial
for tearing down a poster,
the dictatorship sentenced Otto to 15 years of hard labor before returning him to America last June, horribly injured and on the verge of death. He passed away just days after his return.
He was brought back brain dead, man.
Wonderful parents, Fred and Cindy Warmbier, are here with us tonight, along with
Oh, man, look at the parents, man. You see, look, that's grief, folks.
And Greta, please.
Look at these faces of grief here, folks, because I want you to recognize that these are people that really lost somebody and not these ridiculous characters that they throw on whenever they have a mass shooting somewhere and they're smiling and laughing even though they lost a brother, a sister, a spouse, a parent. That's grief right there, folks. And they lost their child a while ago and it will never go away. The grief will never go away. That's why whenever I see these ridiculous characters on TV during these supposed mass false flag shootings and they're smiling and laughing, I know it's a bunch of crap.
You are powerful witnesses to a menace that threatens our world, and your strength truly inspires us all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank you very much. I mean, look at these poor people, man. Look at the grief on their face. They can't stop crying. It's horrible. Remember this grief. This is what people who lose people actually act like, folks. I'm sick and tired of people.
Well, everybody grieves differently.
Oh, yeah? Well, if you don't even shed a goddamn tear the day after your loved one's dead, then you're a psychopath and you don't care about anybody.
Memory with total American resolve. Thank you. Finally.
Yeah, no kidding. Thank you. I mean, that kid, all he did was tear down a damn poster.
We are joined
That's all he
by
did.
one more witness to the ominous nature.
Just imagine these Antifa idiots if they were out there in North Korea.
Ji Sung-ho. In 1996, Sung-ho was a starving boy in North Korea. One day he tried to steal coal from a railroad car to barter for a few scraps of food, which were very hard to get. In the process, he passed out on the train tracks, exhausted from hunger. He woke up as a train ran over his limbs. He then endured multiple amputations without anything to dull the pain or the hurt.
Oh, my God.
His brother and sister gave what little food they had to help him recover and ate dirt themselves permanently stunting their own growth.
Oh, my God. You see, this is socialism. This is communism. All you leftists, that's what North Korea is.
From a brief visit to China, his tormentors wanted to know if he'd met any Christians. He had, and he resolved after that to be free. Sung Ho traveled thousands of miles on crutches all across China and Southeast Asia to freedom. Most of his family followed. His father was caught trying to escape and was tortured to death.
Oh, my God.
Today he lives in Seoul, where he rescues other defectors and broadcasts into North Korea what the regime fears most, the truth. Today he has a new leg, but Sung Ho, I understand you still keep those old crutches as a reminder of how far you've come. Your great sacrifice is an inspiration to us all. Please, thank you.
Yeah, look at the emotion on this guy. Usually Koreans aren't that emotional, but look at this guy. Look at this guy. What a story. And this should go to show all you Antifa, socialist, communist assholes, that's what you get under communism. And you can't bitch. You can't protest. You can't resist. You just got to sit there and take it. Unless you get out of there like this determined North Korean young man on crutches, man. And he is now raising his crutches above his head. And he's crying and he feels pride. His father was tortured to death. His family was captured. I mean, what an emotional story. Great State of the Union thus far.
It's a testament to the yearning of every human soul to live in freedom. It was that same yearning for freedom that nearly 250 years ago gave birth to a special place called America. It was a small cluster of colonies caught between a great ocean and a vast wilderness. It was home to an incredible people with a revolutionary idea that they could rule themselves, that they could chart their own destiny, and that together they could light up the entire world. That is what our country has always been about. That is what Americans have always stood for, always strived for, and always done. Atop the dome of this Capitol stands the Statue of Freedom. She stands tall and dignified among the monuments to our ancestors who fought and lived and died to protect her. Monuments to Washington and Jefferson and Lincoln and King. Memorials to the heroes of Yorktown and Saratoga. To young Americans who shed their blood on the shores of Normandy and the fields beyond, and others who went down in the waters of the Pacific and the skies all over Asia. And freedom stands tall over one more monument, this one, this Capitol, this living monument. This is the monument to the American people.
Wow. That is unbelievable. And, of course, the Democrats don't know whether to stand or sit. Oh, look at the chant. Listen to the chant of USA. I see a couple of immigrant-loving Democrats leaving the hall here because they're anti-American. They hate America.
We're a people whose heroes lived not only in the past, but all around us.
I can't believe these Democrats.
Hope, pride, and defending the American way.
How can you be a Democrat after this speech?
They work in every trade. They sacrifice to raise a family. They care for our children at home. They defend our flag abroad. And they are strong moms and brave kids. They are firefighters and police officers and border agents, medics and Marines. But above all else, they are Americans. And this capital, this city, this nation belongs entirely to them.
Yeah, you damn right. Did you hear that, Washington? You understand that? This is a government made for the people and by the people, and by the election of Donald Trump, the people have taken control of the government again. And you people in Washington, you better take notice that we're not going to stop. We are now politically aware.
Is to respect them, to listen to them, to serve them, to protect them, and to always be worthy of them. Americans fill the world with art and music. They push the bounds of science and discovery, and they forever remind us of what we should never, ever forget. The people dreamed this country. The people built this country. And it's the people who are making America great again.
You're damn right. You're damn right, Mr. President. It's the people. The people that want to carve out their own destiny and not be dependent on big brother government. Look at the Democrats. They don't care about America. How anyone could be a Democrat after this speech is beyond me. They are an anti-American party.
We're proud of who we are and what we are fighting for. There is nothing we cannot achieve as long as we have confidence in our values, faith in our citizens, and trust in our God. We will never fail. Our families will thrive. Our people will prosper. And our nation will forever be safe and strong and proud and mighty and free. Thank you, and God bless America. Good night.
You're damn right. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. And look at all the Democrats leaving, not even giving a crap. What a bunch of anti-American pieces of trash. What a bunch of anti-American pieces of garbage. If you are a Democrat, get off my goddamn broadcast right now. You're an anti-American piece of trash, and I'd spit in your face if I saw you. I can't believe that the Democrats showed no kind of compassion to any of the damn policies that were being pushed forth by the president in this State of the Union address. All right, I can't believe these Democratic scum. These people are anti-American trash. I mean, good God. I mean, what the president was proposing was anything but unbelievable evil conservatism, all right? This man was basically putting down centrist-type policy, and there should be no reason why the Democrats should be so sourpussed, all right? There should be no reason why they should be giving this president disrespect. They're just pissed because they know the president has the memo. They know that the Democrats are going to be looked at as a criminal organization as far as I'm concerned, because they know they're the ones that are the culprits of this whole Russia crap, this whole fusion GPS crap, this whole conspiracy with the Department of Justice and the FBI. They know it. They know it. I can't believe the Democrats showing their true anti-American colors, for Christ's sake. I'm telling you, if you are a Democrat, go drink some bleach. I'm not even kidding around. You're an anti-American piece of trash, and you don't deserve to be in this country. How dare you? How dare you? Good God. Anyway, folks, that was the State of the Union address by the President, Donald Trump. I thought it was an unbelievable speech. He laid out a lot of policies that were far from ultra-right, that's for sure, but definitely keeping with the campaign promises that he's promised. And I'm telling you this right now, no matter what he gives the Democrats are not going to budge. And this just goes to show you that the Democrats truly don't stand for anything. They don't care about the DACA kids. They don't care about the immigrants. They don't care about the poor. They don't care about making America great again. All they want is us to be serfs to them. I mean, compare the policies that were implemented by Barack Obama and compare them to the president of today. Barack Obama and the Democrats, when they had control of the Congress and the executive branch, these people did nothing but throw America back 30 or 40 years economically, politically, and socially. And that's why we elected Donald Trump in hopes of utilizing his prowess, his business savvy, his ideals to get us out of this socialist, quasi-communist garbage that the Democrats were implementing on America during the tenure of Barack Obama. How dare these Democrats, man? How dare these people? If you're a Democrat, you're anti-American scum, especially after this speech, for Christ's sake. This should show you that the Democrats don't stand for anything. They don't stand for anything, and they're disingenuous pieces of garbage. I mean, here they are. They shut down the government for DACA, which was nothing more than 800,000 people. Let's just repeat that one more again. The Democrats shut down the government because of 800,000 people in this whole DACA nonsense. Now you've got the president coming back and saying, you know what, I'll even expand that. I'll expand the DACA situation from 800,000 to 1.8 million, over doubling your DACA kids, since you truly, supposedly care about immigrants, Democrats. But all I want is a wall, I want a reversal on the lottery system, and I want reform on the chain migration system, limited it to only spouses and children. And the Democrats don't even want to do that. The Democrats don't even want to do that. Why? Because they're pure anti-American. They hate this country. And I'm not saying that to be over-sensationalistic. I'm not saying that to spread propaganda. Their actions speak louder than words, folks. Them sitting on their asses when the president is proposing policies that they were once for, but because President Trump is proposing it, they're just being obstinate. They're being political hacks. They are upset that Donald Trump is rearranging Washington, and it's no longer the status quo like it was during the Barack Obama administration. I mean, once again, as I was stating during the State of the Union speech, Obama amassed $10 trillion in United States debt. That's more debt than every president before Obama combined. Where did all that $10 trillion go? It sure as hell didn't go to the American people. Where did all that money go? That's what I'm telling you, folks. This is why, if you want the truth, this is why everybody's so pro-Democrat. This is why everybody's so pro-Obama, because during that tenure, they gave away trillions of taxpayer dollars to everybody who donated to the campaign contribution accounts to the Democrats and Obama. And if you don't believe me, take a good case in point. Take a look at the stimulus package 2 bill. And I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. Take a look at stimulus package 2, and take a look at everybody who got money in stimulus package 2, and compare it to the most vocal critics of the president today, and you will find a direct correlation. You will find a direct correlation between those that got paid out in stimulus package 2 during Obama's tenure and those that are the most vocal against the president today. I mean, everybody got paid during stimulus package 2. The pornographic industry, Hollywood, the media, academia, science, the same people that are out here that are trying to be the most vocal against this president. These people aren't loyal based upon any kind of political ideology. They're loyal based upon the fact that the Democrats take over again, that it'll be an open raid on the American taxpayer system. That's what keeps these Democrats loyal. Because as you can see, folks, they don't stand for anything. And they literally didn't stand for anything today. And that's why I am going to emphasize this, and I'm going to continue to underscore this. If you are a Democrat, then you are anti-American trash. If you are resisting Trump, then you are an anti-American trash. There is not one thing that this man said tonight that anyone can be critical of. Not one. They can't call him a racist. They can't call him a sexist. They can't call him anything anymore. I'm sick and tired of all this resist Trump crap. I'm sick and tired of all this propaganda that the left keeps shoving down our throats. The bottom line is that you're sore losers, Democrats. No one wants to live under your variant of governance. Do you understand that? No one likes the way you govern. No one wants to be dependent on a supra-authority of bureaucrats. No one wants to live under socialism and communism. People want economic opportunity. They don't want handouts, Democrats. People want economic opportunity. They don't want handouts, Democrats. Good God. Anyway, folks, there were a lot of things that the president said that I thought was a great, great speech. And I want to be honest with you, folks. I mean, he underscored and highlighted all the details necessary. A couple of zingers out here. The one, of course, is that Americans are dreamers, too. Americans are dreamers, too, knocking the DACA kids, who are supposedly the dreamer kids. Hey, Americans are dreamers, too. And I'm glad that he emphasized the fact that the Democrats, I mean, he is giving the Democrats more than what they wanted prior to them shutting down the government. And now that they've got what they want, and not just what they want, Donald Trump is more than doubling the DACA kids, which was only 800,000. He's adding a total of 1.8 million possible DACA kids on a path to citizenship. So long as there is a wall, so long as there is an end to the immigration lottery system, and so long as the chain migration system is limited to spouses and children. How hard is that? And I'm telling you, these DACA kids are starting to take notice. I don't know if y'all remember me telling you this on Friday, but a lot of these DACA kids and these immigrants are going right to Chuck Kick the American People in the Balls Schumer's house. They're going to Chuck Schumer's house and they're screaming, they're singing, they're yelling. That's why if you take a look at Chuck Schumer's face tonight, he looks a little exhausted. He looks a little tired. From what I'm gathering, the reports are out that Chuck Schumer's having a hard time going to sleep because these damn dreamer kids are out there doing the cucaracha or the cha-cha or the goddamn folklorico or whatever the hell they're doing out there, and they're preventing Chuck Schumer from sleeping. Why? Because these DACA kids are now starting to realize that these Democrats could care less about them and that they're utilizing them as a political tool, just like the Democrats utilize every ethnic minority group, just like the Democrats utilize the LGBTQ, just like the Democrats utilize anybody that can be interpreted as a minority. They use and abuse these people as some kind of a soapbox to stand on so they can assert these totalitarian socialist and communist policies. You know it and I know it, and it's about time that we nip it in the bud. You people saw how the Democrats reacted. In 2018, if you vote for Democrats, you are an anti-American piece of trash, and you hate your country. And I'm not saying that once again to be hyper-sensationalistic. Take a look at how the damn Democrats reacted tonight. Their actions speak louder than words, numbnuts. They refuse to stand for anything. They barely stood whenever the president was congratulating or championing these troops of ours. They didn't even want to get up for that. These people are pieces of garbage. I cannot believe that the Democrats are this anti-American. I just can't believe it. I knew that they were all somewhat pro-immigrant and this. I did not think that they truly hated this country. I'm serious. I did not think that they truly hated this country, but their actions speak louder than words, folks. I mean, there were things that they did not stand up for, that they should have stood up for, but they're not going to. Why? Because they're anti-American trash. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, for Christ. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm so pissed off. I mean, I love the speech. As a matter of fact, I thought that the president knocked it out of the ballpark. I think that if Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack were sitting out there listening, I think that they probably have a different perspective on the president. There's no way that the fake news CNN, MSNBC media can spin this to any kind of negative connotation. Everything that the president said was pure Americana. Everything that the president said was pure pro-America. And every time he said something pro-America, every time he said something about the Make America Great Again of economic policy, anytime he talked about anything, these Democrats refused to stand. These Democrats refused to clap. I mean, they didn't even stand up when Donald Trump emphasized that black unemployment is at its lowest rate in American history. Black unemployment is at its lowest rate in American history, and the entire black caucus of the Democrats refused to stand up. Now, why would the black caucus on the Democrat side refuse to stand up during a time when black unemployment is at its lowest rate in American history? Why would they do that? I'm telling you right now, the reason they did this was because they don't want the black man to get ahead. They don't want the black man to be financially independent. They want the black man to be dependent on the government so that they can be the dictators of their communities. I mean, you take a look at all these black politicians. I'm talking about the ones on the left, the ones that have served 30 or 40 years out here. What have they done for their communities? They've done nothing. Take a look at the constituency of these leftist black Democrat politicians, and you'll see that their constituency is nothing more than impoverished neighborhoods. I mean, their entire district is in dire need of renovation, of economic opportunity. I mean, go and do the research for yourself. Take a look at these black Democratic politicians and take a look at their districts, and they're run down to the ground. And yet they've been representing that district for 20 or 30 years. They don't want the black man to get up off their feet. They don't want the black man to be self-sufficient. As a matter of fact, folks, if we will look back in history, it was liberals and their policies is what put the black man out of work. I mean, let's just take a step back. In the 90s, we had all these black movies in the 90s. You remember Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society? Remember those black movies? Had all those black movies, and where were they centralized in? Where was the locale of those black movies? Compton, South Central. Compton and South Central. Why was there a predominant black centralization of black demographic in these areas? Because, folks, black folk built California. I mean, back in the 30s and the 40s, black folks were the bricklayers. Black folks were the builders. Black folks were the hard laborers. They were the ones that were the contractors. They were the ones that were the assembly line workers out there. Why do you think that these folks in Compton and South Central owned their homes? You notice that in South Central and Compton, these aren't project homes we're talking about here. These are homes. That means somebody at least one or two generations ago left them that home, and as a result, it's now turned into a ghettofied piece of trash. Now, what made the black folk unemployed in California? Unionization. And who was the ones that were unionizing? White folk. White folk were the ones that initiated unionization, and they got unionization enforced by the state, which basically outpriced the black folk out of the market because you had to pay union dues, boy. You had to pay union dues. So with that being said, folks, this is why you have the situation in California. And now they have gentrified the black folks out of Compton. I don't know. Now in Compton, folks, it's no longer black folk. There's more Mexican folks in goddamn Compton than there are black folks now, thanks to gentrification and the damn immigration situation they have in California. And just on a side note, Compton just recently voted that Compton was going to be the only pot-free city within the area of California. You understand? So that goes to show you that the Mexicanos and the people in Compton, they've gotten so tired of being ghettofied. You know, they've gotten so tired of people going out busting caps and blazing blunts. Now that pot is legal, now that marijuana is legal in California, Compton has made it illegal. Compton has made it illegal. And that's what I'm saying, folks. I mean, the bottom line is that I don't know where these Democrats are coming from, but at this point, you all have to know that they're anti-American trash. All right? Seriously, they're anti-American trash. Anyway, I am glad that we got the president on somewhat of a tone that was bringing people together. I thought that he was going to give a couple of shots at the Democrats. I think one of the zingers, of course, was the Americans are dreamers too. But if you want my personal opinion, folks, I think that the wrath of what's going to happen to the Democrats is going to happen tomorrow or the day after, because they've released the memo. And according to all reports, the memo highlights not only who the characters are in this grand conspiracy of the DOJ and the FBI and Fusion GPS and the Russian dossier and the Democrats and Hillary Clinton all working together in an attempt to remove Trump from office. But aside from that, folks, the memo also highlights the other guy on the House Intelligence Committee who continuously pushed this Russia-Trump narrative, this asshole from California, Peter Schiff, this guy who looks like a basket case, for Christ's sake. I wouldn't be surprised, in my opinion, if there's a 10-year-old dead boy in his goddamn trunk of his car. All right, he looks like that kind of a guy. He looks creepy, all right? He looks creepy. Well, it highlights what Peter Schiff did to undermine the entire investigation of the Russia-Trump narrative so that the individuals in the Intelligence Committee would not be able to see or hear certain evidence that would implicate Hillary Clinton, that would implicate Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, James Comey, that would implicate Bruce Orr, his wife Nellie Orr, who would implicate the Democratic Party paying for a Russian dossier. I mean, this is really what the memo is going to highlight. It's not just going to highlight the characters and the people who truly were committing treason out here in the DOJ and the FBI, but it's also going to prove what Peter Schiff was doing as a congressman to undermine the whole goddamn investigation by the House Intelligence Committee. Peter Schiff should be removed from office after the release of the memo. Do you understand? I'm not joking around. And it's time to release that memo, and it's time to release that memo quick, baby. You understand? Oh, excuse me, Adam Schiff. Peter Schiff. Whatever. Schiff is a Schiff is a Schiff is a Schiff. He doesn't represent me. He's some California fruit bowl. I don't know, Adam Schiff, whatever the hell his fruit bowl name is. I don't care. That asshole who's out there pushing this Russia-Trump narrative in the damn House Intelligence Committee, you people know what I'm talking about. Give me a goddamn break. Anyway, sorry, it's Adam Schiff, for Christ's sake. I'm sorry, man. These Democrats, they're just unbelievable, man. I mean, they're unbelievable, and I can't believe that there's anybody after this that is going to be a Democrat. I mean, you saw that they did not stand for Christ. They didn't stand for anything. And, you know, it just makes me sick that we allow people to be this anti-American in our country. I mean, I am shocked. I am shocked that we allow anti-American scum like the Democrats to be in our country. Democrats, trash. It's time to start throwing some of these Democrats in jail. It's time to start throwing some of these Democrats in jail, for Christ's sake. I'm tired of these Democrats thinking that they're going to get off scot-free by utilizing the DOJ and the FBI as political weapons. We cannot allow them to do so. We can't allow them to do so. Do you understand me? God damn it. God damn it. We can't allow them to do so, for Christ's sake, man. And look, you saw it. You saw it in the State of the Union, man. These Democrats are anti-American. You saw it. You goddamn guys saw it. Give me the mic. You all saw it. And that's why I'm saying, man, I'm just... I don't know what else to say, man. I'm just so pissed off. I'm pissed off because, first of all, this president is not some far right-wing extremist here. I mean, he is literally talking at the middle end of common sense. He understands that not everybody is a political radical in America, and all Americans want to do is live their life and have economic opportunity and raise their children or carve out their own destiny. I mean, they understand that's what they want, but we have radical ideologues in the left that will do anything to ruin this country. They want this country ruined. I mean, take a look at who's funding these people, these George Soros internationalist assholes. Why do you think they want open borders? Why do you think they're bringing in the Yehudis? They hate America. I mean, it's the same recipe as they're doing in the EU, folks. The same recipe that they're doing in the European Union. Why do you think they brought in the influx of, I don't know how many million Yehudis to influx the European Union? Because the European Union doesn't want any more member states. They don't want the nationalities of all the countries that comprise the EU. They want to rid the idea of those countries and nationalities. So what do? They do some central planning like most communists do, and they allowed a bunch of Yehudis to come into Europe and rape and legally rape women so that they can ethnically cleanse Europe and make a whole new race out of Europe. The New European is what they're calling it. The New European, the mixture of the Yehudi with the purebred of the Aryans and the Europeans into one. The New European, and that's what the Democrats and that's what Obama were trying to do here to the United States. The only difference is that the Yehudis are considerable amounts of miles away from the United States, and they're not in the close proximity like most of Europe is, so we had to import these people, and they did. Remember, the Democrats, Obama, they brought him in. They brought him in, and thank God Donald Trump was elected president, because if not, we'd be like goddamn Canada right now. Oh my God, have you seen Canada? I mean, Canada is literally willingly allowing ex-ISIS fighters to come into the borders of Canada. And here you've got Justin Trudeau, Fidel Castro's love child, if you really want the truth be told about it, out here utilizing the Canadian gold reserve, which he sold off. I mean, lest we forget, folks, Justin Trudeau sold off all of Canada's gold reserves so that he could pay for this ethnic cleansing of Canada. So that when the Yehudis and the Mexicans and all these other immigrants come into Canada, they will screw the Canadian women, French Canadian or whatever's deemed white out there in Canada, and there will be a new Canadian race. As a matter of fact, from what I understand in Canada, they are now already starting to isolate the French Canadians. They're already starting to isolate the French Canadians out there to the point in which French Canada is not even the nationality any longer to Canada. So as far as I'm concerned, folks, we could have ended up like that. Thank God we didn't. Thank God that we have a system in which the people still somewhat control the system. And Donald Trump should prove to all of you folks that if enough of the people come together under a person, under an idea, under a policy, if we all come together in unison, in unity, and confront the state will crack. Donald Trump proves that there were too damn many of us out there voting for Donald Trump for them to pull the wool over our eyes and try to pretend that Hillary Clinton won the damn election. They had to give the election to Trump. Why do you think they had this big grand conspiracy between the Department of Justice, the FBI, and this stupid Robert Mueller Russia-Trump special counsel? Why do you think there's this grand conspiracy amongst all these weaponized institutions to bring down Donald Trump as the duly elected president of the United States? Because they could not pull the wool over our eyes, folks. There were too many of us that voted for Trump. There were too many of us that wanted to make America great again. And that's why our country, as imperfect as it is, our system, as corrupt as it is, it's still a government made for the people and by the people. And thank God it is, because we would have never have seen a Donald Trump presidency had it not been. Had we been under the damn party system, like these goddamn UK Commonwealth countries, for Christ's sake, we would have never have seen a damn Donald Trump prime minister. We would have never have seen such a thing. And that's why I thank God I live in America, and I thank God I live in the type of government system where the people are still in charge. And by God, you all that are out there, you all that participated in the 2016 campaign to elect Donald Trump, all of you that are out there that participated in the meme wars, all of you that are out there that helped elect this man, you need to realize that you just can't stop after 2016. We've got to continue going. You've got to be politically aware, for Christ's sake. I mean, that is the responsibility for a government that's made for the people and by the people. So now that you're politically aware, it's time for you to get politically serious, for Christ's sake. And in 2018, folks, it's time to start doing some political shenanigans once again. Because by God, we cannot, and I repeat, we cannot allow the Democrats to take control of this Congress. We cannot allow the Democrats to take control of any form of government any longer. These people are anti-American, and if they have any control of anything, they will do whatever it takes to bring down this country. They will do whatever it takes to make sure that this country suffers. They will do whatever it takes to make sure that there is no economic opportunity in this country. If you don't believe me, just remember Obama. Just remember what it was like under Obama, for Christ's sake. Don't you ever forget what it was like under Barack Obama. Don't you ever forget it. More people on welfare than ever before. More people unemployed than ever before. More people living in squalor than ever before. A lower American standard than ever before. Don't you ever forget that. We don't ever want to go back to that. We don't ever want to go back to that. We don't ever want to go back to Barack Obama's crap. We don't ever want to go to that quasi-communist socialist garbage that they were shoving down our throats. We don't ever want to go back to that. We don't ever want to go back to that. And that's why I'm telling you, folks, 2018, we got to start playing political games out here. Now, before I get to anything else, I want to tell everybody right now, our good old friend Ted Cruz, El Rato, Ted Cruz, is being challenged out here for his Senate seat in Texas. He's being challenged by a guy who calls himself Beto O'Rourke. B-E-T-R O'Rourke. Now, the reason he's calling himself Beto is he's trying to pass himself off as a goddamn Mexican when there is no Mexican blood in his name. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that we did the Leave Him Heidi, and we did a lot of political shenanigans on Ted Cruz. He went as far as to going on the television set and calling us out personally, saying, Donald Trump, he's got his political internet henchmen coming after me and my wife, and you better leave my wife alone, Donald. Well, since then, El Rato has made amends with Donald Trump, and it's all politics, it's all water under the bridge. But I'm telling you something right now. This Beto O'Rourke is not going to get the Senate seat from Ted Cruz as far as I'm concerned. Because I done doxed, all right, Beto Cruz. So let's talk about Beto Cruz, and these are the kinds of internet shenanigans, these are the type of political shenanigans that we need to get into. Beto O'Rourke, okay? His mother, Melissa O'Rourke, ran a furniture company by the name of Charlotte Furniture in El Paso, Texas. She utilized that furniture store as a means of funneling money. And why would you funnel money in El Paso, Texas? Drugs, baby. Drugs. And look, this is not speculation. She was taken to court by the IRS. There are IRS documents in which Beto O'Rourke's mother, Melissa O'Rourke, had to pay an unbelievable amount of fines, or unless he was going to go to prison. She was going to go to prison if she didn't, for this money laundering. She was laundering money. Who was she laundering money to? In my personal opinion, drug lords across the border. Now, why would I speculate that Melissa O'Rourke, Beto O'Rourke's mother, would be laundering money out of Charlotte's furniture store out of El Paso? Well, the father of Beto O'Rourke, okay, the father of Beto O'Rourke, he was a judge in El Paso that got busted with cocaine inside his dashboard. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And the only reason I'm bringing up Beto O'Rourke, because all over the Texas media out here, they're trying to claim that he's some goddamn rising Democratic star, that he's some bigwig, that he's some badass. Folks, this is the only thing that Democrats know how to run. Criminals, organized crime. And one more thing that I want to highlight. Recently, Beto O'Rourke, during the time that Washington was really snowed in and Washington took a break or whatever the case might be, conveniently enough, he had to take a car ride with Republican Representative Will Hurd out of Texas. Now, folks, Will Hurd is somebody I do not like. I don't know why people are voting for this piece of trash. I don't know. He's an ethnically ambiguous piece of trash, first of all. And secondly, he was a hardcore CIA agent. So how convenient, I'm just saying, how convenient we've got Will Hurd, a Republican, and Beto O'Rourke. You can YouTube this up. They YouTube this crap like,
Hey, guys, we're a Democrat and a Republican, and we're taking the same car in the snowstorm because we have to, dude.
And, of course, Will Hurd is an ex-CIA agent. Now, why do I bring that up? Because, folks, the only way that you're going to get into politics from a drug family is if the CIA lets you do it. What was the last drug family that was very prominent in politics that ended up going all the way to the presidency? The Clintons. And for you folks that don't know, why don't you look up an old story out of Mena, Arkansas. Mena, Arkansas, MENA, Arkansas, in which Bill Clinton, who made an agreement with the CIA, and who was basically running the CIA, folks? George Bush Jr. George Bush Jr. was the equivalent of Allen Dulles back in the 50s and 60s. That's the equivalent of George Bush Sr. during the 70s, 80s, and 90s as it pertained to CIA black operations, okay? Now, what happened here was that the CIA made an arrangement with Bill Clinton to bring in drugs out of an airstrip in the middle of nowhere called Mena, Arkansas, okay? And because Bill Clinton allowed this to happen, and it was it was completely outside the bounds of the federal government. I mean, this was a pure CIA operation. And because he allowed the CIA to bring in the drugs, now why would the CIA want to bring in drugs, right? They were bringing in drugs, folks, to fund a revolution in Nicaragua. This is all documented. You can look this up for yourself. They were utilizing the funds that were generated from the cocaine shipments that were brought in through Mena, Arkansas. They were distributed by a black man, believe it or not, all across the country by the name of Freeway Ricky Ross. Not the fat jelly-ass rapper. I'm talking about the real Freeway Ricky Ross. Now, they would take all these funds that they generated from selling cocaine in America, and they were funding a counter-revolution in Nicaragua to overthrow the Chapatistas, I believe it was, who was a leftist communist faction that had overtaken Nicaragua. So what the CIA did is, instead of utilizing government money, which could be tracked, they utilized the plethora of coca plant that was growing wild out there in Nicaragua, refined it, put it on planes, and shipped it into Mena, Arkansas. And folks, that's why Bill Clinton miraculously came back and beat George Bush Sr. to be selected, not elected, to the presidency. Hey, don't you find that weird? And not to mention, I don't think it's a coincidence, folks, that the Bushes and the Clintons, they vacation together, they spend holidays together. They do all this stuff together. As a matter of fact, Bush Jr. calls Bill Clinton his brother. Bush Sr. calls Bill Clinton his son. Why? Because they've committed crimes together. Because they've dealt drugs together. They've possibly been. Look, I'm just going to keep it there. All I'm saying is they possibly had people offed together. Okay? And for you folks, this is all documented. This is all documented, for Christ's sake, man. And I know people don't want to know about this. You know, they don't want to know about this at all. Because why? Because they want to think that, my government cares about me, and, you know, they're going to protect me. And, no, they're not, folks. Do you understand? You have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. And as a matter of fact, folks, before I get to Radio Graffiti, there's a movie that was made about this in 2017 that was a Tom Cruise movie. Now, Tom Cruise in this movie called American Made plays a guy by the name of Barry Seal. Barry Seal was one of the plane pilots that brought in the cocaine from Nicaragua into Mena, Arkansas. And believe it or not, he was going to turn state's evidence, old Barry Seal. Unfortunately, when he was about to testify and implicate Bill Clinton and all the characters in the Mena, Arkansas operation, he conveniently committed suicide with a bullet to the back of his head. And he was never able to testify or give his side of the story about him and his drug running for the CIA. These are all true stories, baby. I know that everybody wants to believe that everybody out here that's in the Washington, D.C., that's in the White House, is some kind of a goddamn saint. All right? But it's not the case, folks. I mean, you have to know the truth. And once you know the truth, then deception can no longer be in power. You understand? Now, with that being said, folks, I just wanted to go ahead and let everybody know that I just went on that tirade. I mean, I know I was going off on several different directions. But as far as I'm concerned, folks, I'm glad that, at least for the meantime, America has taken control of this government. We've got a president that is pro-America and that is going against the evil factions of this government that basically utilize our institutions as a criminal organization. And that's why whatever that's going to be released in this memo, that's why whatever and whoever's going to be implicated, it's going to prove, folks, that our government is not this nice, we're authentic, we're pro-American, we're going to make sure that we're straight arrows, we do nothing wrong, we don't lie. No. These assholes in Washington, the people in the deep state, these people are complete and utter soulless scumbags. And thank God Donald Trump is in power today. Thank God he's in power today to be able to set America on the right track. Thank God. Anyway, folks, that was a pretty good speech. I am pretty optimistic. 2018 is going to be the year of the capitalist, and if you're just going to sit there and continue to play video games, and you're just going to continue to watch goddamn anime, and you're going to continue to be a nobody, that's your effing problem. All right? 2018 is your time to shine if you want to be a capitalist, if you want to make a lot of money, if you want to carve out your destiny. Now is your time, baby. Now is your time. And, of course, if you're not understanding cryptocurrencies, if you need some help, if you need some advice, man, let me know. Okay? Give me a call. This is my personal crypto hotline. You can ask me about anything. Do you understand? I'm here to make capitalists. All right? I'll give you freaking inner circle info if you call me right here. All right? At 1-800-685-7914. All right? 1-800-685-7914. Now, of course, if you're calling right now, you're not able to connect to me because I am turning off the line when I am on this broadcast. All right? So once the broadcast is off, the line will turn on. If you need any kind of meticulous information about cryptocurrency, business, life, relationships, how to dress, how to be a man, whatever, give me a damn call for Christ's sake. 1-800-685-7914. All right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, with that being said, folks, I gave the engineer the night off. Let's go. You know, let's do some Gab shout-outs first. Or let's do a couple of Gab shout-outs. All right? And then once we do a couple of Gab shout-outs, we'll go ahead and do some quick radio graffiti. If you want a Gab shout-out, all you've got to do is like the Gab post on my Gab that says, Special Edition, True Capitalist Radio is now live. Listen in. I want you to like the post that says, Special Edition, True Capitalist Radio now live. Listen in. If you like that post, I will give you a Gab shout-out live right here on the broadcast. Let's go ahead and get to those Gab shout-outs right now. Hey, what's going on to Fish? What's going on to Soggy Taters? I'm not going to say that for Christ's sake. $3.99 for fake InfoWars. Yeah, shove it up your ass, all right? What's going on to Boat, man? R.I.P. your dog, man. I heard about your dog. What's up, Mr. Mark? What else do we got? We got Emperor Poop Tickler. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut up, man. 1-800-TRUMP sex line, you asshole. Shut up. Just shut up. And by the way, I want to take this opportunity also. One of our Inner Circle members has joined the Marines. He is now in boot camp. NYT, I just want to say cheers to you. Godspeed, son, and give them hell, baby. All right? Thank you for serving our country, all right? I just want to give that shout-out right away. Who else do we have here? I'm not saying that disgusting name. Who else? Ghost Heavy BitConnect bags. I didn't buy BitConnect. When I covered BitConnect was $8. And then, the Inner Circle, myself, we realized it was a damn scam. We never covered it again, nor did we ever talk about it again in the Inner Circle chat, man. And that's why everybody, they're out there like, wait, what happened to BitConnect? I lost my life savings. That's why you shouldn't hold all your eggs in one basket, and that's why the damn value is not in hype. All right? It's in, I've already told you. Never mind. What's up to Jerry Garcia? What's going on to Kush? He's in the house. Mike on the crypto hotline in the house. Who else? We got Great Gains in the place. What's going on? It's Mueller time? Just shut up. What's up to Prince, man? How you doing? We've got the Lone Star beer can. Yeah, real funny, for Christ's sake. We got Chaos 2 in the house. Shout out for Ghost. Okay, thanks for the shout out. We got Bernie Gersman. All right, who else do we have here? I'm only going to take a couple of more, for Christ's sake. Hey, don't say my goddamn hotline is resist Trump, you asshole. Shut up! Jesus Christ. Who else do we have here, for Christ's sake? We got $3.99 for Tard Entertainment. Yeah, shut up. Shut up! Border jumping hotline. Yeah, shut the hell up, you moron. What's going on to Johnny Friedman? What's going on to Supa in the house? What's going on to knee guards again, asshole? Knee guards is what my goddamn Tyler uses to tile floors, boy. You understand that, boy? Huh? We got long live President Trump. You goddamn right. $3.99 to talk to my father. I'm not your dad. Shut up. I'm not your goddamn dad. Good God, man. We got Grinder Coin, really, asshole? We got BN King in the place. I'm not saying that disgusting name. Who else do we have here? One Shoe Shop for Diabetics. Oh, that's horrible. Come on. Alice with the phallus. Here we go with these tranny. Here we go with this crap. Here we go with this garbage. I mean, last week it was sluts with nuts and slag with a meat bag. Now it's Alice with the phallus. Give me the mic. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, man. Can you all please just shut up, man? Just shut up. Just shut up. Oh, my God. Who else do we have here? We got impeach the... shut up! Don't talk impeachment about my president, you piece of crap. I'd beat your ass into dog meat if I saw you in person, you piece of leftist, anti-American trash. Probably an autist, too. I wouldn't be surprised, boy. We got funny fish birds. One of the snake nerds' snakes died. Well, good. Give me a break. You shouldn't even be having a freaking snake as a goddamn pet anyway. Well, you did say that you drain their penises for something or some crap. I don't know. You make money off of snake sperm or whatever the hell you said. You know what? All right, that's enough. Let's go ahead. Let's get to Radio Graffiti, for Christ's sake, all right? Let's go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti, for Christ's sake. We got about 9 minutes. All you got to do is give me a call at 516-453-9903. And when I call on your area code, you got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti, all right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get to it right now. Let's get to Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Okay, you're playing with your Peter Popper. Good. 915, Radio Graffiti.
The entire world is listening.
I just want him to admit that he has viewed my show and has taken some of the things that yours truly does and does it himself. Did you see that Hillary Clinton bit that he did when
Hillary
he
Clinton
pretended that
is
he
a
was
goddamn
mesmerized
demon.
by Hillary Clinton and ripped his shirt off? Y'all remember that? I mean, give me a...
You boss me around.
You're all
Look, assholes, don't mix me with freaking Alex Jones, man. Look, I'm not Alex Jones. I don't know why you idiots group me in with that pot-bellied bastard, all right? I mean, what do I really sound like a, hey, 1776 will commence again because no one's going to take away our firearms, you understand? Because I've got super male vitality that'll give me the big-ass boner and my filters. Jesus Christ, man. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
I am a goddamn racist. Fuck knickers.
Shut up! I never said that! Damn it! I never said that crap, man. That's a splice, and everybody listening knows it, for Christ's sake, man. I never said that. I never said that. God damn it. Give me the mic. I never goddamn said that, you sorry sack of crap. I never goddamn said that. Good God. 352 Radio Graffiti. Seriously, Samsung. Radio Graffiti. Batman! 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 stupid. Damn it. Nothing funny about it. Damn it. There ain't nothing funny about that crap, man. I remember that Bowler Friday, you asshole. I remember that. I'm not a feels bad man. I'm not a feels bad man. God. Give me the mic. Shut up. All of you just shut the hell goddamn up, for Christ's sake. 256 Radio Graffiti.
Do you hate blacks? Do you dream of lynching? Call me and the other Moon Men at 1-900-KKK-1488. Our racist-friendly Klan members are on standby, and they're waiting to lynch Negroes right now. The number, again.
Shut up, Moon Man, you stupid ish. Shut up. Stupid moron. 323 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, suck the vomit out of my asshole.
What?
Suck the vomit out of my asshole.
Oh, Jesus. Is that like a kid or is that a chick? I don't even know anymore, for Christ's sake. Go to bed, kid, for Christ's sake. It's a school night. 813 Radio Graffiti. What, another Helen Keller death mute. That's just great. 412 Radio Graffiti.
He sat there alone and choked on his sirloin just before the sun went down that day. He just lost 90 grand in 42 coins. Where was he going without ever knowing the way?
Shut up, and you can't sing, all right, you stupid moron? And don't make fun of 42 coin, you understand that? 42 coins going all the way up! It's going all the way up! Jesus Christ, 647 Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
Nico, what's going on? It's me, Boat.
What's up, man?
Well, to celebrate Donald Trump's great speech tonight, I have decided to perform the American anthem live on the broadcast. However, I'm not an actual American. I'm Canadian, so I had to look up some sheet music online. I hope I got the right one here. Anyway, here you go. Hope you enjoy.
What the hell is this? What was that? I mean, was that like the guy that played the intro to the freaking Godfather making a national anthem attempt? I mean, what the hell was that, for Christ's sake, man? 713 Radio Graffiti.
We've got the Pet Mexican, Radio Graffiti. Hi, g'day, mate. I'm Crocodile Dundee here, coming straight from Australia. I'm sticking a crocodile straight up my arse here.
I'm Tilly Hopkins, and I'm just such a bitch horse.
Oh, crikey. I just saw something that looks like a female. But it looks like she's got a bulge in her pants. So I think she might be a male. Let's get a closer look, shall we? Oh, crikey. Look at that. Look at the tree trunk between them.
What the hell? What the hell was that? I'm not in all that crap. Goddamn Pet Mexican, for Christ's sake. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Hey, cut that crap off! Good God, 352 Radio Graffiti. We've got Pylons, Radio Graffiti.
So even though We face the difficulties of today and tomorrow. I still have a dream.
God damn it. What did I tell you? No chimps. No more chimps, you... I told you, no more damn chimps. No more chimps. I'm racist, and I'm telling you, I'm not taking it anymore, for Christ's sake. Man, what have I told you about this goddamn crap, man? Damn troll bastard! I'm done with this crap! I'm done! I'm done with you pieces of crap! God damn it! I'm done with this garbage, man. Let me tell you something. Give me a mic! Look, let me tell you something, all right? I'm tired of this garbage. I need a day off after today, all right? No more chimps, for Christ's sake. Shove it up your ass! Shove it up your goddamn ass! I'm not racist! I'm not racist! I'm a melting pot of friendship, for Christ's sake! I'm a nice guy! God! And I'm tired of you idiots! I'm tired of you idiots, man. Get this goddamn freaking mess I got in here, for Christ's sake, man. Look, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take tomorrow off, all right? I got to, for Christ's sake. I'm going to take tomorrow off, and I'm going to be back on Thursday. And the reason I'm going to take tomorrow off, folks, is because tomorrow is the big lunar event. We're going to have a blue moon, a super moon, a lunar eclipse, and a blood moon all in one night tomorrow. So I'm going to decide to not allow you people to get, I don't know, something happens to you freaks, especially you autists, all right? Especially you autists that are out there. You probably got the freaking hairs on the back of your neck growing up. I mean, you're probably going to turn into a bunch of freaks. Who the hell knows what you're going to be ending up doing on this goddamn freaked out lunar event tomorrow? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kick back with Mrs. Ghost. I'm going to kick back with Templeton. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to have a cigar. All right, I'm going to kick back and I'm going to watch the blue moon. You know me standing alone without a dream in my heart, without a dream in my heart. Ba 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 bang da dang dang da dee da blue moon. I'm going to be doing that, but on Thursday I will come back and I will do a Friday show as well, folks. All right. All right. I'm telling you this right now. I will do a Friday show, so back to back. All right. We're going to be doing a Thursday show and we're going to be doing a Friday show. 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. on 6:30 p.m. on Friday as well. Okay? No, not 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. 6:30 p.m. Thursday. No show tomorrow. It's the lunar event tomorrow. So Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll go ahead and go that route, baby. All right? Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in with me. I'm talking about the serious listeners. I'm not talking about the troll terrorists and the cyber vermin. All right? Thank you all for listening to me. I very much appreciate it. And look, I keep getting requests for people that want TCR swag. Look, I'm going to take these down. I got to take these down already, man. All right? Look at my Gab. Check out my Gab right now if you want some True Capitalist Radio swag, man. All right? I mean, I got to eventually take this down and go on to another goddamn, another piece of merch, for Christ's sake, all right? So take a look at my Gab. Check it out. Hook it up with some True Capitalist Radio swag if you want. And, of course, if you want some 411 information on some goddamn cryptocurrency or anything, for Christ's sake, call my damn hotline, all right? Call the damn hotline at 1-800-685-7914, 24 hours a day, except when I'm on broadcast. You can talk about crypto business. If you need some goddamn advice, how to dress, how to pick up chicks, whatever the case might be, you can go ahead and give me a call, for Christ's sake, all right? Give me a call. Anyway, thank you all very much for tuning in with me. I will be back
Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope that you're here with me, and I will also be here on Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope that you're here with me as well. Thursday, Friday shows back-to-back. I hope that you're hype about it. I'm out of here. No show tomorrow once again. Follow me on Gab. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. I'm out of here. Long live the capitalist movement and death to feminism. I'm out of here.